Hello, everybody, and welcome to The Night Owl, a show that we do twice a week where we talk about all the latest in pop culture news, TV and movie reviews, gaming news, and just general conversation of the day. I heard a strange echo, but forget about that. For those who don't know me, I'm Price of Reason. With me, as always, is my co host, Professor R2. How's it going, Professor?
I think something weird happened with my internet connection because like everything dropped out for a second and you dropped out for a second and then you said you're hearing echoes. I don't know. Maybe it was something with Rumble. Who knows? But
Who knows? There was
yeah,
a lot of
I'm
interesting. Speaking of Rumble, I see that I think we've been recommended by their site.
fantastic.
And that's always great because for those who don't know, the Night Owl, our headquarters, is Rumble because Rumble is a platform for freedom of speech, and we believe in that. And if you're not already, signed up for Rumble, because you could just a lot of people just watch through the app, but don't sign up. You can sign up for free, and that way you always know when people like us are streaming. You can follow us. And you should definitely do that. There's also the premium, which you got even additional perks, but even just sign up because it's great, and we're always thankful for the freedom of speech element here on this platform. So just throwing that out there. And yeah, for anybody that's watching us on any other platform, we're happy to see you here as well. Now, today we have this thing. It feels like these stories are just never ending now. You have the Odyssey, and you have James Gunn, and I feel like that's occupied the news cycles, at least when it comes to entertainment or pop culture, whatever you want to call it. I think for the past 2 weeks, that's all we've been hearing. We've been hearing a lot even before, but now with the release and big failure of Supergirl, James Gunn again being discussed a lot, and then you have also the Odyssey, which another one of those kind of I don't like to call these pop culture battlegrounds or whatever it is, but it's shaping up to be another one of those. And considering that it has Christopher Nolan involved, who's such a respected director, really curious to see how all of this is going to play out. Uh, you know,
Yeah.
you told me before we started streaming, and I did notice that they already did a screening for those kind of entertainment industry shills. Uh, we can look at some of their
Yeah.
responses. I have yet to find one that somebody from those entertainment media shows says, I saw it and it's awful. But the truth is, anytime a movie comes out, remember all those Disney movies that were terrible and
Oh,
like they
sure.
were
Yeah.
awful and nobody wanted to see them, and they walk out and they're like, this is the best thing that ever happened. Uh, in some cases it's so bad that they at the end kind of maybe admit it, but if it's even mildly watchable and it has the agenda they like, they will give it like 30 extra points, if you know what I mean.
Oh, of course, absolutely. That's how it works, right? There's they said early on, right? They said, well, I guess not that early on, but recently they did come out very publicly saying they were not going to be courting influencers, right? They were not going to be looking for influencers that were on any different platforms, social media, people, whatever, as part of their promotion for this film. So they showed this movie, this early screening specifically to, I mean, what other word is there for it? Access media, right?
The access media,
They
yeah.
showed it directly to these media platforms that make their money through the access that they have to these studios. And if they don't say it's the most epic, triumphant movie ever made, then they're not going to get access anymore, right? So that's how it works. So we know that all of these reviews are tainted from the start.
And if you're wondering why there's a picture of Mega Geek on my face, uh, the reason is because I got a message earlier today from Mega Geek, who told me that he'd love to hang out with us for a bit, and I guess he's going to be awake today. So obviously, we always enjoy seeing Ian the Mega Geek here, and we're happy to see him. How's it going?
Hello. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
All right. Cool.
You still eating your Fruit Loops this morning?
No, I haven't. I haven't started that yet, but I will. So how's it going, guys? All right.
Yeah, doing all right.
It's going okay. Yeah, we were just saying that these critics. Well, we should take a look at some of the critics, what they say about the Odyssey. But You have some critics already saying that they saw it and it's the best thing that ever happened to them. I don't know if it's the best thing or not. It's really hard these days to have any faith in them. Professor, do you have maybe some of those comments? I did see some articles. If you have one you want to pull up, we can
Let's
do that.
see. I didn't have one pulled up or yet, but I can find something.
Well, if it's the Access
'Cause, yeah.
media saying it, then yeah, they're going to be saying everything to support it, aren't they?
Yeah, and by the way, for people that are on, in general, it always helps like algorithms and stuff like that. If you're watching this stream, any comments, if you could put at least one comment in there, every person, that's always good. Comment while we're streaming, like in the chat, always really, really good. So if you're like a lurker and you're thinking to yourself, I won't do it, know that if you do even a little bit of chatting, it's good. Just throwing that out there. It's true, though. It's absolutely true. So, do you have anything, Professor? I saw an article before. I can try to look for it, but I saw something with like the early reviews.
Yeah, I'm just because it's all social media reactions at this point, right? So I've just been kind of looking through.
How long is it? How long's the film?
Oh, we did get a number.
Is it 3 hours?
It's close to 3 hours. It's like a never-ending movie. Yeah. Let's look at this.
Which is gonna dig into the box office, even more. The longer it is, the lower the box office numbers are gonna be.
So we have here from Catherine Shord, and this is from The Guardian. She says, or this is just like first reactions to his movie, an absolute triumph.
Triumph.
So let's look at some of these things. Christopher Nolan's Odyssey is a colossal origin myth story of post-war delusion and a loss of innocence witnessed by the dead, wrote The Guardian's Peter Bradshaw, so they're promoting themselves, ahead of the reviews embargo lifting next Wednesday and next Friday's worldwide release. Then you have IndieWire editor-at-large Ann Thompson called the film the best picture contender to beat and added that Matt Damon could win Best Actor. My high expectations were met, she added, calling the film stunningly mounted.
Is this IndieWire?
That is IndieWire's editor said that it's stunningly mounted. Multiple pundits.
Stunningly mounted. It's a really impressive set of horns off of a stag. It's been really, really well mounted so that you can put it up over your, over your door.
Multiple pundits described the film as flawless and breathtaking, with others singling out Robert Pattinson's villainous Antinous for particular praise. Eric Davis called the film an absolute triumph and a crowning cinematic achievement from one of the great filmmakers of our time. It feels like everything Nolan has been working toward with IMAX has culminated here. The film was shot entirely using large format IMAX film cameras, although it will also be screened in non-IMAX cinemas. The production design is incredible. The action is breathtaking, and the scale is unlike anything he's done before. What really surprised me is how much he embraces horror. Some of the film's biggest moments are genuinely unsettling, adding a whole new dimension to his filmmaking while never losing sight of the humanity at the story's core.
Interesting.
Okay, Davis added, Anne Hathaway is incredible, Matt Damon is excellent, and Tom Holland continues to prove he can do just about anything. Really? He can do almost anything? Anytime I don't see Tom Holland as Spider-Man, usually I feel like he can't do anything. Meaning, I think he's kind of overrated. I barely like him as Spider-Man. Like, he's okay as Spider-Man, but I don't even love his Spider-Man. That's just me.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because all this praise is coming from this is the Access Media. Guardian's obviously Access Media. What's really important is people like us to review it and tell because people are not listening to Axis Media anymore. It's obvious they're not. So, obviously they're trying to protect the movie because they believe in the stupid lefty religion crap that Nolan's put in there. So what they want to do is normalize all this stuff. So having this stuff in this film, they're trying to normalize it with normies, and that's the goal, isn't it? Really. In fact, I mean, the thing is with me is I won't watch it out of principle. I probably won't go and see it, but if one of my cousins says to me, "Do you want to go?" I'll probably go. But it's not a film I'm interested in anyway. Even if they didn't do that stuff in the film, if you know what I mean.
I don't think
So
your niece is gonna like this one.
well, we'll find out, right?
It's funny
I
because
said,
in the past, it used to be that when, a guy, had maybe a questionable relationship with a younger woman, then he'd say, "Oh, that's my niece," like in the movie Pretty Woman.
oh, yeah, all
It's
right,
if it's
okay.
a maybe a lady of the night or something, I'm taking my niece to this movie. And, in your case, you actually really do take your niece to see movies.
No,
It's not even like a clever thing that you're like you have all these, like, secret models that you're taking to the movies. You
no,
really
I
are taking your
wish.
niece.
I wish. It's funny because they, when they were very young, they grew up with me. They grew up with Marvel when Marvel started, and they became huge fans of that. You know what I mean? I've got two nephews, and the rest are all nieces and stuff. So they kind of grew up, and every time the reason why they asked me is because when they were young, I used to take them to cinema a lot. So when it comes to film, serious films, especially my niece Adi, she's well into. She knows what woke is and stuff like that. She's kind of like me, really, but she does like Christopher Nolan, so she might try and ask me to go with her. I didn't want to see Oppenheimer, but she dragged me to see Oppenheimer, and I kind of liked it. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's that situation. That's the situation.
Yep. So
Yeah,
let's look at these because I'm looking to see if anybody has anything negative to say.
Yep.
Matt Damon,
doesn't look
incredible.
like
The
it.
Holland, blah blah blah. But Robert Pattinson absolutely stole the show from me. He's so conniving, manipulative, and endlessly entertaining to watch. Pattinson leans all the way into the character's villainy, and it results in one of my favorite performances of his. Meanwhile, Matt Neglia praises the set pieces, calling the film a colossal achievement of scale, even by Nolan's standards, while IndieWire's David Ehrlich described it as surprisingly natural, as well as less despairing than Nolan's most recent film, Oppenheimer, which swept the 2023 Oscars and took almost $1 billion at the box office. However, Elric also commented that the film was, too clunky to be S tier Nolan, but the last act rewards the journey. I feel like
Mm.
he somehow managed to get a comment out without somebody like reviewing it prior. Do you get what I'm saying? he
Yeah.
he uh, he kind of he didn't get the memo or something like that. The classical historian Tom Holland, classical historian, I guess not the actor. Meanwhile, no relation to one of the film stars, defended the movie on X, saying, "I've watched it. I've now watched it twice." And it is by some way the best cinematic adaptation of a Greek myth I have ever seen. It honors Homer while simultaneously making something new of him. Well, the new of him, I don't really know what to say. And the other thing I'll say is, how does this guy see it twice? How come we don't get to see
Yeah,
it once?
yeah,
And these access people, they're like, just watch it as many times as you want, as long as
yep,
you love it.
yep. That's the question, isn't it? Um,
It
But
is.
yeah, again, right? Because Christopher Nolan's it's pretty up there. He's a director that's bankable, and his stuff has been quite good in the past. Again, this is kind of gosh. I look. I'm not hoping for it to fail. It's probably a well constructed movie, but the things they've did in it, including the casting, is absolutely and totally wrong in my opinion. But anyway, carry on. Let's see what
Uh,
somebody else says.
I've
It honors Homer, blah blah blah. With an estimated budget of 250 million and a considerable worldwide tour to fund, the film will need to take at least 500 million to break even. Actually, it needs at least 600, if not 625, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, yeah, because obviously that's 500 is just the cost of the film. There's
Right.
all of the other things to cover there as well. Yeah, and
It, it,
yeah,
even if I'm being very generous, if this doesn't make like between 600 to 700 million, it's not even in the breaking even thing. Yet
Wow.
signals are strong that the appetite for cinema going is currently in the resurgence, thanks to strong performance of blockbusters like Toy Story 5, as well as unexpected low-budget hits, including Backrooms and Obsession. Now, this is all
I'm
very
sorry.
weird.
That is
Wow.
not the signal that you should be getting
No,
from
no.
the. First of all, blockbusters are bad. Everyone's going to go see this movie because they went to see Toy Story 5. Yeah, I'm sorry, no. This they went to see Toy Story 5 because they wanted to get out of the heat and they wanted to get their kids out of their business for a couple of hours. That's why they went to see Toy Story 5. They're not going to take their kids to see the Odyssey, okay? That's absurd. And Backrooms and Obsession, they had a built-in audience. They also had people who wanted to see it, because it was it was a good film. It was getting great word of mouth.
Gen Z.
And it was Gen Z. Yep. And so this movie has none of those things. Plus, it's
gonna
3
make
hours
money.
long. It's 2 hours. By the way, I did look up the time. Found the time. It's 2 hours, 52 minutes is the runtime.
It does
It's,
have.
it's going to make money.
It's going to make. Okay, it has Christopher Nolan. So, in my opinion, what that means is, it has a chance to, if nothing else, kind of break even. I keep thinking to myself 500 to 600 million because Oppenheimer had the Barbenheimer thing. It also didn't have any kind of controversy like this one did, and that one made, let's say, 900 and something million. I could be wrong. I would be surprised if this one made 900 and something million. I mean,
There's not a chance. No, I mean,
I don't think so.
we got grand total for Oppenheimer was like 835, right? The only reason that it got to those numbers was because of the Barbenheimer phenomenon, right? Without that sort of meme culture thing that came along, it easily would have sold maybe 2/3 of the tickets that it sold. It's just people do not have an interest in going to see these long, drag out films. I've got some other ones here, Price, already. If you want to share my screen, yeah.
Yeah. Good to go
So yeah, I've been scrolling down here. We can go back through. This is some of those that were pulled together from Deadline. Right now, it's saying initial projections. It's have its domestic debut at 80 to 100 million. But says that could change if these early reactions hold up. Guess they're not going to hold up. Okay. Some of these we've already seen. There's some repeats in here from that other article, but staggering, earthy, ghostly, weighty, touched by humor and grandeur alike. It's pure cinema. You got that? Absolute cinema. Yeah, okay. Obviously, the story is about returning home, but in a larger sense, this is also a return home to the robustly entertaining action movies that cinema was invented to tell.
We'll see.
Sure, yeah. Believe the hype, The Odyssey is that film, dense but accessible, packed with career best work from the stacked cast. Samantha Morton is extraordinary. Who's Samantha Morton?
Who?
British actress. She was in the Spielberg film with Tom Cruise that was set in the future. I can't remember what that one was called. Minority Report. She was the girl
okay.
that had all the
right.
power and stuff. Her. So Samantha Morton. Yeah.
Okay. A dizzying mix of craft and spectacle. Built to last. No, I don't think so. Christopher Nolan's Odyssey is a colossal origin myth story of post-war disillusion and a loss of innocence witnessed by the dead. Okay. My high expectations were met at Chris Nolan's stunningly
mounted
The Odyssey. Matt Damon could win Best Actor. Yeah.
That word again and that winning.
Yeah. That might be the same review.
They're all quoting.
Same
Listen, there's about like 10 people that are in the mix that are part of the circle of trust. They keep showing them the movie over and over again, and they all say they loved it. That's what I understand here.
Yeah, and here's David Ehrlich, who you also talked about earlier. A surprisingly natural, less despairing Oppenheimer follow-up about a man haunted by defying the gods. I thought this movie didn't have gods in it. Dooming civilization. This one fights to avenge his own hubris. IMAX obviously immense. Too clunky to be S tier Nolan, but the last act rewards the journey. Okay.
This guy is already getting some phone calls from somebody.
Oh yeah. He's going to be kicked out of the biz.
No,
question.
tomorrow he'll write like an article that he'll try to reverse this somehow and say like that it's the best thing you've ever seen.
Grand and gripping rendition of Homer's epic and feels uniquely Christopher Nolan. I think you read that one a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
A magical balance of crafting a movie that flies but also leaves you feeling as though you've just experienced a significant portion of the characters. I have to expand it into
It's fine. We get the idea.
Yeah. Breaking my Twitter hiatus to say that yes, the Odyssey has the goods. Christopher Nolan's 10 Commandments, boasting a scope and scale that never intrudes on the intimacy. A grounded but faithful take on the epic myth with some clever revisionist flair. I'm sorry, those two things are exclusive. This is not a faithful version of the original story if it's revisionist.
If this is a huge hit, it's going to be a signal to every woke filmmaker that you can get away with what they're getting away with in this, with the casting and changing the story and everything. So I'm hoping it's not a huge hit. I'm hoping it doesn't make its money back. But is that me being cruel? I don't know.
No. I mean, if this really is what we think it is, and it's opposed to the things that we believe cinema should be, that we believe entertainment should be, then no. I feel free to root against the show, against the movie, right? You know, if it is what it looks like, yeah, I'll be rooting against it. And frankly, I kind of already am. I don't think it's going to get the numbers that Oppenheimer did. I think it is going to have a huge opening weekend because pre-sales are significant. You know, they're big. And of course, they're also a lot of them. I believe there was somewhere that someone was talking about pre-sales were somewhere in the 70 to 80% range were all IMAX tickets. So that means that they're going to get a premium for those tickets, right? Those are going to be, you know, higher price tickets, which means they're going to, you know, bring in more money. So I do think this is going to have a huge opening weekend. But I don't think it's going to do that well past that. I think that, you know, a lot of people are going to find it's too long. It's very, I don't know. It's just sort of ego driven, you know, whatever, you know, film. And people are just not going to be, it's not going to be something people are going to be going back to the theater time and again to watch. It's just not, you know, and I think that they're going to hype it up so much that people will go to the theater and then be like, oh, that wasn't as good as everyone said.
Yeah.
You know? Let's see. David Crow, monumental on so many levels. It does attempt to condense nearly all of Homer inside of 3 hours, but also tackles with more heart than a Nolan film since Interstellar. At the heart, beneath the majesty, Nolan reveals himself to be a homebody whose great fear is leaving home to do important things. Like Oppenheimer, though, Odyssey fixates on consequence, like this time leaving and being unable to regain that domesticity bliss.
Who is this fart?
I don't know, but he doesn't know English. Tis emotionally layered. What?
What? What's wrong with this guy?
I think he meant to say it's, but yeah, I don't know.
Maybe he has like Claude, a Claude bot writing.
Could be, or his hands were shaking while Nolan held the gun to his head. I don't know.
Allegedly,
but allegedly,
we're just kidding. We're just kidding. Allegedly,
just kidding. It wasn't Nolan. It was a studio exec.
Allegedly.
But most admit not the masterpiece of Oppenheimer. See, there you go. But must admit not the masterpiece of Oppenheimer. So there's another one. There's a little. They let the let the mask slip just a little bit. It crams so much, including overly cautious fantasy elements and curious real Greek history, like the sea people. Okay, that its scope outpaces even 70 millimeter IMAX, but it's gorgeously outstretched.
It's funny
Where's
that
that?
one guy was like, a lot of the movie was clunky, but none of these other people are saying that. It's just strange that that guy said that. I wonder to myself if this is really as good as these people are saying. I don't know. Maybe it is. I have no way. I have no trust in them. I just don't know. Again, monumental. They're using the same staggering. Look, staggering,
Monumental,
monumental.
staggering, epic.
Do you
Yeah,
reckon this is
all.
going to win the Oscars? Do you reckon? Do you reckon
Oh,
it's
I
going
don't
to
know.
win the
Probably.
Oscars?
Here,
I don't know.
they are saying that John Leguizamo, sublime.
Oh yeah, he's
Mm.
amazing. So John Leguizamo's an amazing turn in this film.
The o-
Sure,
the only
sure,
place
sure.
that I think John Leguizamo was good was as Benny Blanco from the Bronx in Carlito's Way.
There we go.
Oh,
Triumph. That's another
Triumphing
one that
again,
we
yeah.
keep seeing. A crowning
Crowning
cinematic
achievement,
achievement.
yeah. There other people will probably say crowning somewhere.
Yeah. Epic as its
Epic.
source material. A story of love and loss. Breathtaking and bold. Incredible. Blown
That we didn't say.
away. Yeah. It's, again, I wonder if they're going to be selling this a little too hard. And then maybe people are going to be going to the theater and they'd be a bit disappointed.
What do you mean
in
first
what they get.
reactions from critics and fanboys? This is
There
absolutely
are no
not
fanboys.
from fanboys. No,
Yeah.
this is 100% mainstream media critics.
I mean, there are critics who are fanboys, I suppose, who can't say no to a Christopher Nolan film. I mean, but yeah, clearly they're not objective, right?
I mean, I do like Christopher Nolan's movies. I don't think he's terrible, but I
No.
don't know what I think about this thing.
Actually, I do. The only things I did like about Chris Nolan's films is the Batman trilogy. Well, the last one was rubbish, but I don't really think much of him as a director. I mean, he uses IMAX to a great advantage, like, sweeping shots, and it does connect to the emotion and what you're watching. But apart from that, that's all. His direction is just A to B
I
style,
like
as far as I can
Memento.
tell.
I liked Memento.
I was
thought
going to
it
say, I was just about to say, I think it's been all downhill since Memento.
Memento was good. I mean, but the second Batman film was terrific. I mean, he's a competent director, put it that way. That's what I think. And using IMAX, is that all he's going to be known as? The man that uses IMAX. But if you look
I,
at his
I
films carefully, I mean, Interstellar was a complete and utter mess. I didn't even understand what was going on in that film. Do you know what I mean?
I
Maybe I'm
was
stupid.
okay
I
with
don't
it.
know.
Inception, I rather enjoyed Inception.
It was
Yeah,
all right.
Inception was all right.
It was all right. It wasn't.
Yeah,
As I'm
I mean,
saying, it wasn't a film that blew you away. Those films never blew me away at all. None of them. When you go back and you watch something like, maybe it's because I was younger. Something like Close Encounters, or even Raiders and stuff, which is literally drowned my mind of entertainment. But Chris Nolan films don't give me that for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because I'm older. I don't know. I don't know what you guys think. I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, I don't dislike him, but that doesn't mean that everything he does is perfect. And I
Yeah,
don't
no
think he
one's
did
perfect.
right in terms of casting here. The reason why I prefer this movie wouldn't succeed, because if for some reason this was like the biggest hit ever, I feel like Hollywood will learn the wrong lesson from it. They'd be
Yes,
like,
that's what I said.
see, like
Yep,
all that see, it is possible to do all this
yep,
weird like swapping and woke whatever it is. See, everybody loves it, and I
yep.
don't think people do love it, and I don't know. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, I'm not like these mainstream weirdos. If I go see this movie, and when I go see it, I'm not coming in there wanting to hate it. If I sit there and watch the movie and I genuinely like what I've seen, I'll just say the truth. I'll say, listen, I don't agree with maybe the casting decisions or whatever it is, but like I thought the movie was well made. If that's what I think, I'll say it. I'm not going to start saying like, oh, like, it really mounted me or whatever it is. Like, I don't know. Whatever these people are saying, I'm not going to say that.
But you are right though, because if this film is a huge success and it does exceed its budget, then the Hollywood is going to be taking the wrong lessons from this. And this is what I'm afraid of, really, because I want Hollywood to be cured of this nonsense. And you know what? The truth is, most of the actors in Hollywood just wants Hollywood to go back to the way it was, but they're too fucking scared to say anything. You know, that's the problem. That everybody's locked in this fear thing that if they say something, they'll get cancelled, and has been proven that getting cancelled is not good for your health or your bank balance. Do you know what I mean? So that's why they won't say anything. You know, interesting. But then again, that's obvious, isn't it? So yeah.
In any case, yeah, I don't know what to say about it, and I think that it's hard to anticipate because on one hand, if we go by the rule of thumb, I think now the what's the ratio now on the final thing that they posted? I think it was something insane, like 400,000 to down, like down votes to 50,000 up votes or
Yeah, it
something.
was. It was.
Uh, Once you have that kind of ratio, most at least to date, anytime we've seen a ratio like that, the movie failed.
Well,
Like
Yeah.
this
there,
is a Chris Nolan film, isn't it? We don't know.
70,000
Wow.
likes,
okay,
634,000 dislikes.
that's not a great sign. I mean, generally speaking, if this was anything else and not Christopher Nolan, that to me would be a sign that this thing is like flopping hard. It's like the Supergirl type of flop. But
Yeah.
because it's Christopher Nolan, because his name really does carry weight, and there are people that will get up and go see a movie that he directed, that's something that's why I can't anticipate. He does have his own fans. It's not. I guess what I'm saying is, when you do the Acolyte and nobody watches, or Starfleet Academy, I know why they're not watching it. There's no audience for it. There's nothing in there that nobody's saying, "Oh, I really like Kurtzman. I have to see his shows." Even like the biggest activists, even the biggest activists don't have like Kurtzman's photo on the wall, you know. But in the case of Christopher Nolan, his name is what people brings people, and it's one of the only directors. You could argue maybe Christopher Nolan, maybe Quentin Tarantino. Those are the type of directors that today you still say their name and somebody will go watch their movie. How much, if the movie isn't good and there aren't a ton of repeat viewings, if word of mouth isn't strong, how much repeat viewings, I don't know. And I know that Oppenheimer didn't have any controversies like this surrounding it, and it benefited from the Barbenheimer. So all of this was really beneficial for Nolan. There's no Barbenheimer this time. There's no like, oh,
No.
there's nothing that's like making people, you know, suddenly like a trendy thing that they have to go see that movie. It's not happening here. So this movie really has to stand on its own feet in terms of either it's good or it's not good. And yeah, like you guys said, like you said, Professor, also, perhaps this opening weekend will be strong. People will see Nolan's name and they'll go see it. The question is, how good is the movie? And that's really going to matter to what happens in the follow-up
The
week.
the movie is probably good. It's probably good, but again, as I said, the reasons why I won't watch it is because the reasons why I won't watch it. But he's a good filmmaker. He's a solid filmmaker. He knows what he's doing. You know, there are a lot of directors out there that are either incompetent or the studio spoils their image or their vision. Do you know what I mean? But you can't say that about Chris Nolan. He's totally in charge in what he's doing, isn't he? I keep asking myself, why has he done this? Why has he cast people in there? Is it because he wants Oscars? He's already got Oscars. Does this
No,
make any sense to you? Does it?
I have given my theory about this, and I could be wrong. Probably, maybe after that Oscar movie or whatever it is that he won the Oscar, he probably was walking around the cocktail parties, and maybe a few people walked up to him and said, "You know, it's nice that you won this award, but I sure didn't see a lot of diversity in your film, Chris." And his wife, don't forget, she takes him to these kind of like, you know, activism things and who knows what. Maybe she told him, "Chris, are you sure you're not supposed to be a little more inclusive?" And then
Mm.
the next time that he was working on this movie, he's like, "Ah, I get it. I wasn't inclusive before. You want to see inclusive? Watch this." And then, as Professor coined a term here, "hold my Chianti," which is what Professor said that Christopher Nolan said at the cocktail parties when people said you're not woke enough. So he told them, "Hold my
He's
Chianti."
you know, he says he doesn't. Did he go to film school? I don't think he did, right? But the thing is, though, look, he's not working class, so he's had help, hasn't he, going up the ranks and stuff like that. So he made that film every weekend with hardly any money and stuff like that. And I don't know whether to believe that anymore because every origin I've heard from directors recently has been false. So especially Iron Lungfella, Lungfella. Wow, he's from YouTube. He made this film, but the guy was in the industry, man. He was in the industry. So, there's always a story behind the story. With Chris Nolan, who knows? I don't know. I don't know. But what I do know is the casting's bad, in my opinion.
Well,
Yeah.
there is one thing I'll say that don't forget, and I can't believe I'm saying this because I enjoyed Oppenheimer well enough, and I didn't really dwell on whatever politics the movie may or may not have had. But
Mm.
I think that there's a kind of underlying feeling that like communism isn't so bad, or at least initially he liked communism or whatever. You know what I'm trying to say? They were trying to.
Yeah.
There was something there underneath the surface that I'm not saying it was saying that communism wasn't bad necessarily, but it was more forgiving towards it or something like that.
You should have a little compassion for the communists.
You gotta have a little empathy for them commies. That was an underlying little theme there, and I have to wonder. Sure, he was telling the story, and I guess that was part of the story, but I wondered to myself how much he enjoyed telling that part of the story. And I was hoping to myself, well, not really, because he's just telling the story. Now, when I see this like Odyssey thing, I'm starting to think that, he likes this kind of stuff. And again, I'm not trying to throw his lady under a bus, but I think that his wife is very like, activism. Is that a word? Activism?
No.
You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
What word would describe a woman who loves to be an activist?
An activist.
No. I wanted to be more of like a
More of a
verb.
word. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, activisty. I mean,
Activisty. Yes, activisty is the word I was looking for. So I think that his wife is very activisty. I think wasn't he once at some weird what was he at a march or something?
I
Christopher
don't know.
Nolan
I don't know.
at a
It's
march.
like,
Okay. To be fair, okay, this is it. I think there's photos of Christopher Nolan at a women's march in Los Angeles. To be fair,
oh, no.
I cannot throw Christopher Nolan under a bus for one reason, that I myself was at a women's march. I was also at a women's march in Los Angeles, although I hadn't intended on going to a women's march. It was a strange set of events that I ended up at that march. So I can't criticize another person for ending up in a situation like this, although I suspect that as opposed to me, which I understand how I got there, even though it's not what I had intended initially. I can say that about myself, but I think that Nolan probably wanted to be there.
Who knows? I was at a woman's march once, but I was just going to the tube station, and there was just a woman's march, and I had to cut through it. So there you go. That's how I was in a woman's march.
that's his story, and he's sticking to it.
Exactly.
This is another thing. So he's here. Is he on? I guess on a train to get there.
I don't
This is
know.
him. I wonder when this.
He doesn't dress like someone that's grassroots, if you know what I mean. He dresses very middle class, upper class kind of thing. For British people, if you know, well, you guys probably don't know what I'm talking about. He's got the cardigan, he's got the slacks. You know what I mean? I don't know. He just stinks of money. It's probably because he has got a lot of money, I guess. I don't know. But what's he doing there? What's that say? Let's get what? Let's get to the world. What does that mean? Let's get to the world. Anybody? No.
I'm not 100%.
It says let's get to work.
Oh, work. I couldn't read that. It's so small.
But I don't know what they're talking about specifically in that.
I don't know.
It's so weird because I was at a women's march in 2017 in Los Angeles, but I don't know if this was the same march. Let's
Mm.
see, Christopher Nolan. It's gonna be so weird if he and I were at the same women's. I'm sorry, it makes
There's
me
you in the
laugh.
background. I can see you right there.
Oh shit, we were at the same one.
Oh
That's the
dear.
funniest thing ever. I was at the
Oh
thing. I
dear.
didn't even see him there. I don't know why this makes me laugh. I once shared a photo of me at this thing. I don't know if you remember that.
You
Hmm.
actually showed your real face.
No,
It can't
I
be good.
covered my own face. See, what happened
Uh,
was is that, I had met Jennifer Grey at the march, and I was telling the professor that I ended up, at a march. Now, I will say this, it was work related. There was something I needed to do when I ended up in this place. I was not aware of exactly, the magnitude of what this march was, and the nature of it or anything, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't realize this was a really, really big march, or a pretty big march, and I didn't realize what I had gotten myself into. It's a very long story, but I didn't go there thinking, oh, like, I'm a woman marching for rights. You know what I mean? I ended up there under strange circumstances. With that being said, I have to give Christopher Nolan the benefit of the doubt that maybe he was coaxed into going into this thing and he didn't know what he was getting into. But I suspect he did know what he was getting into. I
you
just
reckon
think
it's because of his wife then?
it's probably because his wife. See, for me, I didn't have any. It wasn't like a wife that's like, "Oh, you got to come with me here," and then I ended up going. Then it's ended up something bad. Like I said, it had something to do with my work, and I can't really get into it beyond that. But I needed to be there for some reason that involves involved work that I was doing at the time. It ended up being an event that people at the beginning said, "Oh, it's some women's march." Now, what had happened was is that that was the same week that Trump was sworn into office the first time, and what ended up beginning as sort of just a women's march that I think was planned to just be just a run of the mill women's march situation ended up being a much bigger event, as sort of a anti-Trump situation. You know what I mean? But I will say this, it wasn't billed that way. It wasn't, initially, I don't even think that they thought of it. I have no idea because it's not like I'm part of the planning or knew anything about it before the day that that actually happened. But what I think happened was is that uh, as I was there, I noticed that the idea, it wasn't just like a woman's rally. It became a lot more political, if you understand what I'm saying.
Is women still marginalized? Are they women?
You know,
I
it
don't
was
think
based.
they are.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. And again, not I don't know how I'm getting into this direction. This is a pot of hot water that I'd like to get out of. But I think that a lot of women, or what was being told to women, that the second that there'll be Trump, in the White House, they're going to lose a lot of, like, the rights that they have. Things that are of interest to them will no longer be possible because he'll be the president. I'm not going to get into those things, and I'm not starting, some kind of late night dialogue about it. All I'm saying is that there was this scare tactic of, like, look what happened. Oh no, like, you're now everything is done. Like, you're finished now. And a lot of ladies, like, I think really got up and went to the streets and thought, like, this is the end of the world. Also, don't forget, at the time they did all that grab her by the whatever, and all the stuff that they were trying to do with him in the press. They did the whole, like, boogeyman to women, and this women's march ended up, like, spiraling out of control. I don't think anybody ever anticipated the amount of people that showed up there and how political this rally was. And I was like, I've explained it before. I feel like Forrest Gump in the movie where he's like in that march in Washington.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like, that I ended up in this thing. I was so innocent in all of this. I was trying to do something that had to do with my work, and suddenly I'm like, man, I don't even know how to explain to anybody, like, how I ended up in the place that I'm at now. And man, there were some, like I said, I met even some quote unquote celebrities or whatever it is, and I did end up talking to Jennifer Grey. I didn't even, I forgot for a second that she was activisty, but I forgot about it because I don't know, she seemed rather nice.
She's had her nose changed. She's hardly recognizable,
Right, she
isn't
admits it.
she?
She says that she did that after Dirty Dancing when people said, "Oh, what
Yeah.
if you change your nose?" And then the next time she went to, any kind of movie thing, they're like, "We don't know who
Mm.
you are," because she completely changed her look. But,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, she seemed nice. I'm not like today I maybe take a little more interest in politics than I did then, but it's not even that I'm a very political guy. So at best I was sort of an observer. I certainly didn't hold signs and go and chant things with people or whatever. Uh you won't find me doing that at this thing, but
They
I
did.
was technically there. I just regret not seeing Christopher Nolan there. Like I would have said to him like, "I know how I got here, but what's your excuse?" You know what I mean? Like
Because
I
of his
wanted,
wife, I guess.
"Oh, it's my wife. She dragged me to this awful place." That's
Or
what he would
maybe
have
he
said to me.
believes in it. Maybe he believes in it. I don't know. Maybe he believes in the
Oh,
whole thing.
I think he does.
It's funny because I saw one interview and this lady asked this girl. She says, "Oh, Trump's racist," and she's like, "Well, name me one thing he said that was that," and she couldn't name one thing. So it's really funny. A lot of Americans have been brainwashed that he's this, he's that, and I really don't know because I don't know American politics. But it seems to me he hasn't done anything. He hasn't tried and stop women's rights. He hasn't. Do you know? He hasn't done all these things people were saying he was going to do, has he? Or am I wrong? Because you're
Not
in America
really.
and I'm
No,
not.
I don't think like the things that they said that he would do for the most part, I don't think that he did. The first time that he became the president, they said, "Oh, he was like the mustache man in Germany." And then
Yeah,
the whole, term went by, and I don't really think he was very much mustache man. Then he got elected again. They said, "Okay, well now he's really going to be the mustache man because
we
he
didn't.
couldn't be
Yeah,
that in the first term because he still wanted to get elected again. But now in his second term, he's going to be the mustache man." And again, I don't think he's the mustache man.
And
Uh,
and then those people who call him the mustache man openly promote and help to elect, or at least to get someone through the primaries who is quite literally a mustache man who
it's
who has
yeah.
a tattoo, a mustache tattoo on his chest.
England hasn't been nice to him either because today they were talking about the red card thing, in the World Cup. Like, I don't know if you know about the World
yeah,
Cup.
people are upset because he told
Yeah,
FIFA to restore
yeah,
the striker.
yeah,
Not that it
yeah.
helped the
Yep,
U.S. They
which
lost against
quite
Belgium.
literally didn't make a difference, because did you know that that committee reviews
Mm.
every red card anyway?
Yeah. Again, England and all the news bulletins weren't too kind on him. They never are anyway when it comes to reporting what's happening in America. They always kind of try and put him down for
Well, look,
for obvious reasons.
he's a
Mm,
complicated guy, and I can't say that every single thing he's done and said is exactly, my cup of tea, everything. But at the
exactly.
same time, I'm also, I don't take this whole situation as seriously as some of these other people. Uh, I think that labeling him right out the gate as the mustache man early on in that first term was dumb. I think that labeling him as that now is also silly. When you immediately just label somebody that all the time, it's sort of like if you have any legitimate criticism, it can't even be taken seriously anymore because you've started with like such bonkers things that it becomes kind of silly. Now, they wanted to try to pretend that now because of all the stuff that happened with let's say immigration and things like that, that he's the mustache man. But to be fair, again, and this is not even getting into that topic, which is a whole different topic. Uh,
Mm,
it's still not a mustache man situation until now because the people that were, let's say, in Germany that the mustache man didn't like, he they were citizens of Germany, like legitimate citizens of Germany, if you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
mm,
So it wasn't people that came there and didn't have like the proper paperwork or something like that, or didn't have couldn't stay there, and then he did that. The other thing is, he usually seems to want to get them out of the country. That also wasn't exactly the case in Germany. So again, I still can't say he's like the mustache man. No, do I think that there's stuff that he does that I don't agree with sometimes? Sure. Do I like every decision of his? Not necessarily. But sometimes I think he does stuff that I say, oh well, it's maybe an unpopular decision, but he put his foot down and he needed to do that. That sometimes happens too. Sometimes he does something and I'm like, I know I'm not sure I agree with this. Sometimes it's something that later on maybe I'll even change my mind or I'll not change my mind. I don't know. A lot of different scenarios can happen. But I will say this: just labeling him as the mustache man on day one is dumb.
Well, a lot of people don't like him in America. I've got friends, American friends that actually go off on him on Facebook and Twitter and stuff like that, and it feels like genuine hate. I never understood that at all, really, how you can hate someone, even if you don't know them. How could you hate them that much? It just doesn't make any sense to me.
I've
I don't
also
know.
come to the conclusion that, and I think that I've thought this my whole life. There's no
Mm.
politician, I've said this many times, there's no politician that I have his picture on my wall. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I like movies and I like music and I like fun stuff like that and science fiction and politicians, you need them. You need people to be in these roles to tell you that all these politicians, no matter what party they are, that they're squeaky clean, that they've never done something like questionable or whatever. I'd be naive if I thought that. I was
Yeah,
talking to somebody the other day who's more, I consider myself more of like a middle of the road guy, but somebody that's more like left, maybe even like harder left, that was saying to me, "Well, look at the corruption list. Look at the corruption in that." And I said, "Well, what do you like? What you think that whenever there's somebody from the left there, there's no corruption or things in or in Congress or whatever?" And then the person was like, "Well, now there's more." I'm like, "No, there isn't. No, there isn't." And I don't even have time to think who's more and who's this and that. Do I think it would be nice if Washington in general was less corrupt? I would like that, but at the same time, I don't have time to think about
Hmm.
that all day and all night. I
same
take
thing.
it as a given. There's a lot of people there and a lot of power, and there's a lot of power and a lot of people. Some of these people forget the president, Congress people that are sitting in both parties, sitting there for like 40 years. You think that after 40 years sitting on some chair, you're not going to be a little more corrupt than you were the day you arrived? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, all of the members who have joined the House or joined the Senate, who's had their net worth was in the hundreds of thousands of dollars at most, and now they're worth millions. How did that happen on a on the meager salary of a public servant? Right? We all know how it happened. It's
Mm.
Yeah.
just it's utter corruption, right? It's the backroom deals and all sorts of insider trading and all sorts of stuff. Yeah, they it's massively corrupt,
It's very
and it's
corrupt.
it's been shown over and over again. And it's not just the president, and it's not just one side.
No, no, it's all the atmosphere in Washington is like this, and it has been for decades or for since always. And I don't think that there's something I can do to change it. So I don't even have time to worry about it. Do you get what I'm saying?
Hmm.
There's certain things that I guess do interest me, and I can only hope that whoever's there, corruption or not, well, at least there's certain things that they'll look out for. But other than that, I can't all day sit around and think, oh, was this person corrupt? Was that person corrupt? Like, I just don't have time and energy for it, you know?
Well, certain people are born to do things, and certain people are born to do other things. So you weren't born to be a politician, and nor was I. But we do hope that the people that are politicians, they will have some kind of moral standard that there's a line they won't cross, and we just got to hope for the best. That's
Absolutely.
all we
And
can do.
I agree with you 100%. And it's always why they say, like, oh, I don't know if I want to vote for this guy, for this person. They always say, well, vote for the lesser evil. And I've always agreed with that. Not that I'm saying I don't have any kind of TDS and I don't care. Like, I respect the person that's in the office as the president. I even, when Biden was elected, I said, okay, well, he was elected. Hopefully he does a good job. I don't think he ended up doing a good job, but I didn't wish for him to do a bad job. At the end, I have to live here, so I don't want him to do a bad job. He
Mm.
didn't do a good job. I still prefer, I guess, a president that knows where he's at and what his name is. You know what I mean? Like versus the alternative, I suppose.
It's funny, right? Because whatever we're told from the government, normies seem to believe. Like, for instance, and you must know this, right? Barack Obama was the first black president. No, he was not. Everybody knows that. He was the first mixed race president because his mum is white and his dad
Yeah.
is black.
He
So
was
why are they
That
saying he's the first black president? I do not know.
that goes
I
back to
really don't.
the way that black heritage is viewed in different societies. In some places, yeah, he would not really be considered black because he's mixed race.
he was also
In the
raised.
U.S., yeah, in the U.S. they frequently basically there's this idea of the one drop. If you
Yeah,
have
I
even
mean,
one drop of a minority in your family, you get to claim that
I mean,
as being what it is. So if he's 1/16th black, he gets to claim he's black. If he's 1/32nd Native American, you get to claim he's a Native American, right? It's this bizarre idea.
no, no, I don't agree with that. I think it's all to do with the way you look. I give an example. I have a friend, a really good friend, and he was half Nigerian, half English. His mum was white, Irish. His mum was white, and his dad was Nigerian. Which side did he choose to embrace? You can guess because of the
Mhm.
color of his skin. He embraced the Nigerian side because of the color of his skin. It's all to do with what you look like at the end of the day. Lord knows why he didn't embrace, being Irish. It's because of the way he looked. And it's the same thing with Obama as well. He's not quite black, but he's not quite white. He's kind of more my color, really, but a little darker. I come from a mixed race family. Do you know what I mean? I know what mixed race is. So I remember my dad going, that guy's not black. I remember when he got into power, and my dad was going, "This is crazy," and I'm like, "Okay, whatever." But
He
as
was
I
also
said,
raised
it's
by
weird.
two white people, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
Didn't his
exactly.
grandparents raise him who were white? Am I wrong? Did I get this
I don't,
wrong?
I don't, I don't know. His mum was white though, definitely. So
Right,
it's
but I don't even. I think his father stayed in Africa and he went to
I don't
Hawaii
know.
to be with his
Yeah,
grandparents or something. I don't
I
want to
don't
get
know.
into all these because this
No,
can open
no.
another can of worms here.
Yeah.
But
Well,
prof-
if someone mentioned in the chat, who mentioned Yaitis mentioned the whole thing that's going on with Amanda Stenberg. We heard that. You guys heard that stuff?
No.
that was funny. They have that movie that initially Kathleen Kennedy wanted to do, but then
Yes, Children of Blood and Bone is this movie. It is based off of a novel written by an African American woman. And in the novel, the central character, Princess Amari, I think it is described in the text as being a very dark skinned black woman.
Mm.
And they hired Amanda Stenberg, who is what?
she's like Obama. Yeah, her father is like a
Mixed,
white
right?
Swedish guy or something. Yeah.
And now she's being criticized because she's biracial. She's African American and Danish. Yeah, Danish was the other side. Her dad's Danish. And she's being criticized because she's too light skinned for the role, and she shouldn't have. People are arguing that she should not have been given the role because she doesn't fit the color of the character in the book.
And by the
Wow.
way, how come that's okay? But then when you put you take something that people read or something that there's a white person, you replace him, and somebody says something about that, that's not cool. Then you're a istinophobe if you're doing it. But if it's a black person saying it about another black person and they're nitpicking about something, that's not that's. Do you get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I do. And you get around to my point. This is the reason why I hate race swapping in movies
Yeah, I
because you
mean,
can't have one side saying this and then the other side saying that. You can't. You have. They both have to make sense, both of them.
I
But
want to
anyway,
embrace. I want to embrace whatever they're doing with that the Bone book, because yes, let's be nitpicky then. Like I agree. I agree 100% with the nitpickiness, and in addition, also Amanda Klenberg or whatever her name is super annoying. So uh, And there was a
Yeah.
funny thing that she actually went and she said something to the press, like, that she was so excited because the author is really excited about the casting of her in this role. And then the author said, I never, like, she got mad that she said her name in the media, and she said, I'm not going to watch this movie.
Yeah,
The
she said,
yeah.
I'm not going to watch the film. And then she also had some stuff to say on social media. Basically, I guess that Amanda Stenberg had been trying to contact her, text her, send her messages, whatever. And basically, she at one point was like, I'm not going to say who, but there's somebody who's been trying to contact me, and I don't want to hear from them anymore. And then basically let it slip that it was Amanda Stenberg who she was basically cutting off and was not interested in. She's just ghosting her and doesn't want to talk to her anymore.
Yep, she doesn't want to speak to her. And there was another thing. I don't remember what it was. Maybe Zoe Saldana played some I don't remember.
Yeah,
what
she
movie.
played a singer. She played a singer.
Nina Simone. I
Yeah,
don't know if it was Nina
that's
Simone or
it.
what it was. And then they're like,
That's
oh no, like, is her skin is the right shade? It's
No,
not the
no.
right shade.
No. She docked herself up for the film. She docked
Okay.
herself up for the film, and it
Ah.
was. I think this film was done just in the cusp before all this crap was
She did
happening.
the darker facing thing.
Yes, she did. Yes.
Facing the
Wow.
dark. She faced the darkness.
Yeah. Yeah. So sorry to put you. It's my fault. I put you down this avenue. Go on,
No,
change
it's okay.
direction.
This is the
Change
best
direction
avenue
now.
we've been on the whole show, I think. She's facing darkness. That's what happened. And
Wow, it's crazy, isn't it? Absolutely crazy. This world is
y-
madness.
yeah, I mean, it's so stupid, and that's why I never liked any of these things. And yeah, they're always so obsessed about changing all the things that were white people to something else, but then they become so nitpicky about, like, stuff
No,
like
no,
that.
no. They basically say they want Commissioner Gordon to be black, even though originally he was white. And then if you go right, we want Shaft to be white. They basically scream blue. They scream blue murder, don't they?
Right.
How could you have? You can't have an up without a down. You can't have a tails without a heads. If it goes one way, it should go the other for fairness' sake. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's
Right.
why I'm
Yeah,
against
if we
it. Totally.
want to say we want to hire the best actor for the
That's right.
role, then
That's
hire
right.
the best actor for the role. Don't say, well, but no, you can't hire that person.
But you have to be
Well,
true to the material as well.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I
Oh,
have
of course,
a feeling
absolutely.
one day somebody will do that. We'll do, like, we will do Shaft, and we'll cast, like, all white actors. I
That'll
can
be
play
interesting.
Shaft. You know how to direct, Ian. You can just take me. I'll be Shaft.
Yeah. As I said, it's incredible, isn't it? Even if you're going to do a computer game and you have the guy doing mocap and he's white and it's a black character, they'll scream blue murder about that as well, which is weird. Voiceover for cartoons. If you haven't got a black person voicing over a black cartoon character, they scream, they like shout and whatever. And it's that in the old days it didn't matter. What mattered was the entertainment. What matters was what you get out of it. Do you understand what I'm saying? They just
Of
the
course.
whole thing's just gone crazy now, and it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. There's a reason why we're on the right and they're on the left. It's because we're right. Do you understand what I'm saying? We're definitely right. They're so wrong, or so left, whatever. Anyway, sorry. I'm derailing this. I shouldn't do that. Go on, carry on. What's next? There you go. Hello?
Hello.
Silence?
No, yeah. What is next? I don't know. No, sorry. I was just looking through and I saw. I was looking at some of the actors that were
What was the thing that
in the Odyssey, just going.
Nyango had a silly comment about Homer, right?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he would be upset by how Oh, he didn't frame the story with women in it or something. Yeah, well, there was some comment like that. I don't have it here.
Look, I don't know enough about the Odyssey, right? But what I do know is what I see on YouTube, and they say it was based on a feminist version of the story.
Yes.
So that's just like Hollywood, though, isn't it? Everything that's coming out of Hollywood has to have this kind of crap in it. And I'm not surprised, to tell you the truth. What I am surprised is that Chris Nolan is following this horrible religion crap. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm surprised of. So I thought he was a very competent director until now,
He
or
lost
competent person.
credibility because he didn't put diverse people in Oppenheimer, and he's trying to make up for it.
That makes no difference. That makes no sense because this film made money anyway. He doesn't need to prove himself. He doesn't need to bend the knee. He
His
has the
wife,
power.
his wife, who takes him to
Oh,
feminist marches, says, "Oh, all these guys,
God.
they they pretend to like you, but they don't respect you, Chris, because you didn't do
Rubbish.
all that agenda peddling. You didn't have
He
all
doesn't
those
need it.
diverse people."
He won all those Oscars. He doesn't need it. He doesn't need any more
Chris,
Oscars. He's been proven. Yeah.
she probably didn't get invited to enough cocktail parties after that. Chris, I'm not getting invited to enough parties. And then that's it. He had to go make this movie, I think.
I don't know. I really don't know. As I said, it's a weird one because I never thought Chris Nolan was like that. But now he's bent the knee, and it's really disappointing coming from a director that I kind of admired, you know. But anyway,
It's certainly unfortunate, but it is what it is. What are we going to do?
yeah. Well, all we can do is vote with our wallets. That's all we can do. I'm not going to see this unless I'm forced to see it. Put it that way, and I'll probably catch it on VOD. You know, I don't think I'll spend my. The only film I'm looking forward to this year is Spider-Man. It's the only film I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
I bet
Yeah.
you guys.
I'm
yeah.
hoping that one's good, but I don't know. There's a lot of red flags, if you ask me.
Yeah, there is, isn't there? There's hoping though. Fingers crossed. I do like Spider-Man. I think every film they've made with Tom Holland has been entertaining. There's not one Tom Holland film that was rubbish. They've all been entertaining, and I think I do like Tom Holland as Spider-Man. I think Toby's the goat though, definitely. But
Yeah, I
you
like
hear
Toby better.
the rumor that Toby's going to be in this, right?
Yeah.
And Matt Murdock is going, because there's one poster where it's like someone's shoes, and you can see at the bottom Matt Murdock's card. So there's a rumor that the guy playing Matt Murdock, is going to be in the film as well as Punisher, but he's going to have a small part in it. I don't know if you guys heard about that. No.
No, don't know.
As Daredevil.
A Daredevil?
Yes.
I didn't
Yeah.
hear that. What'd you hear?
Not as Daredevil, as Matt Murdock, I think.
Oh, just as Matt
He's
Murdock.
gonna-
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just as Matt Murdock, and Tobey Maguire is going to be in it.
Yeah,
apparently.
that would not surprise me. I would. He very likely, from what we've heard from the supposedly quite credible leaks of the Doomsday plot, it would not surprise me that he would appear in this, most likely as part of the end credits.
Because
so they can set up Doomsday. Yeah.
You know who told me? So I was at my mum turned 14. My relatives turned up. Obviously, we had a big party, and my Gen Z nieces. I was talking to them, and they showed me on their phone. Look at this poster. And it's this suggests that Matt Murdock's going to be in the film, and I don't know what poster it was, but it had little Matt Murdock card in the poster. And if you look closely, and then she was going on about Tobey Maguire. Tobey Maguire's going to be there, and there was other evidence that they showed me via on their phones, man. Because they're so adept to their phones and stuff like that. So I don't know.
Well, there have been leaks that Tobey Maguire is going to be there, but the leaks that we hear are kind of crappy.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Put it that way. So I'm really looking forward to it. It's the only film so far that I'm looking forward to. I did love Obsession. I kind of liked Backrooms, but
Backrooms wasn't as good as Obsession.
No, it wasn't. Did anyone see Exit 8 by any chance?
No, I saw The Furious.
Yeah, Exit 8 was quite good. It's kind of in the realms of Backrooms. It's kind of like that, but it's based. I didn't know it was based on the computer game. Sorry. Let's get back to what you guys are talking about. We don't want to go down this road.
No,
sorry.
Wherever we wander, that's that's what we're talking about.
Right. Okay. But yeah. Are we going to be talking about Supergirl again?
Well, I mean, I don't think we need to talk about the movie being bad, but the box office drop is so big one has to
Wow.
wonder that in spite of all the business as usual that everybody's trying to present here, how Warner Brothers sees this kind of failure, and especially with Ellison stepping in, I have difficulty believing that Ellison will see this kind of result at the box office in the second movie of a DC universe that the first one underperformed and the second one was a complete disaster. And the Peacemaker season 2 was bad and didn't generate viewings. Creature Commandos didn't generate viewership. There's really nothing that James Gunn has done until now that's worked. He has zero successes, in spite of what the mainstream media says. Zero success. And what Ellison arrives and says, "This is great. I want more of this." It just doesn't seem right to me.
Well, it could turn out that they're just as Ellison's just as dumb as everybody else in Hollywood, and let him carry on. But I hope not, because if he does let him carry on, it is the death of the DCU. It really is, because James Gunn, oh my God, he's got to be the most dumbest person in Hollywood, hasn't he? Who comes into the DCU and go, right, we're going to make a Superman movie, but it's not going to be his movie. It's going to be all these other people in it. And then he goes, the next film's going to be Supergirl. It's like, no, you'd come in, you'd go Superman
Yeah.
film, just Superman, then Batman, then Wonder Woman. That is the natural order of things. Why on earth is he making a Clayface, which no normie knows who Clayface is? Why is he doing that? I don't know. It's just
Well, he had to steal it away
weird.
from
Matt Reeves.
Reeves.
Yeah, what happened
right.
with Clayface is that he actually wasn't supposed to make that movie. Matt Reeves, when he was doing his Penguin and Batman stuff and all on whatever, he suddenly had this feeling that he wanted to make this Clayface thing because he had an idea for it. So initially, it was his project, and he was supposed to be the producer and the whole guy that makes it. But then, in the middle of this process, James Gunn, who was still early on and had a little more clout before all of his failures, apparently made a big stink of it and said, "Hey, why is he doing this? Like, why are you giving him Clayface?" So they decided that they would keep him on as an executive producer, meaning they already have an agreement with him and he'll get paid or whatever it is. But they'll just the reins go to James Gunn now. So it became a James Gunn production, seemingly together with Matt Reeves, but not really. It became that James Gunn just got annoyed. And there was an interview somewhere where James Gunn said something about Matt Reeves staying in his lane. And it was very strange wording for him to say, but I think that he meant exactly what he said. So
Interesting. In other words, James Gunn is very jealous and very misguided and thinks his fart smells really nice. That kind of thing. Is that what you're saying?
yes. And now,
Okay.
since I don't know if you watched that day when we had a show, this is I'm sorry, Professor. I know you've seen this before, but this is me at that thing.
Who's the woman?
It's Jennifer Grey.
Oh, is it Jennifer Grey?
Yes, I told you I met her at the thing. This is me at the same thing that Christopher Nolan was at.
Jennifer Grey. Oh, okay. Well, if you never told me this was Jennifer Grey, I would never known it was Jennifer Grey. Put it that way.
In any case, so yeah, that's me at the thing.
Who took the picture?
Somebody else that was there took the picture.
Okay.
It wasn't me. I can't take it. I mean, I'm in the picture.
That's why I was asking who took the picture.
A third party that I gave my phone to took the picture.
Oh, okay. I love how you've got your hands as well as your head.
This is the only time anybody's seen me ever. At least you could sort of figure out, I guess, my height or something like that. This is the only time on on Twitter on any kind of stream that anybody's seen any representation of me outside of the character they see here. People are saying, "Where's your other hand at?" No, it was it was a gentlemanly embrace.
You're lying. Your hand was on her ass. Let's face it. Come on, say it.
It was a gentlemanly embrace. Uh, what was I gonna say? Where's the Christopher Nolan one? Because he was at the same one. This
He's
is
probably in the background. He's probably in the background.
this was where Christopher Nolan is. He's there on the bottom there. I guess it's next to his wife. But see, he's like in the mix. There's people with signs. Like I think his wife is with the sign. He's really picketing and stuff. Uh, I think that if you see the photo of me, you can get the feeling that even without seeing my face, perhaps you can realize that I wasn't so focused on that women's march thing.
Well, you're focused on Jennifer Grey.
Well,
let's
yeah,
face it.
you weren't wearing a pussy hat, so
No,
you
no,
know.
you weren't.
Like I'm the only person that's here and like, hey, it's Jennifer Grey. You know what I mean? Like nobody else. Like everybody else was like marching with signs and stuff. I'm just thinking to myself, this is so weird. But I'm like, I remember Jennifer Grey. Like when I was a kid, I used to watch that movie.
You should have sang like Ferris Bueller in the crowd. Probably where people would
Yes, and
react
she
to
was
it.
Ferris Bueller's sister too. And then that
Was
and
yeah, it was.
Dirty
Yeah,
Dancing. Very
yeah.
memorable
Dirty
roles.
Dance.
She seemed nice though. We didn't even talk about womany stuff. You know what I mean? Like she seemed very nice.
It's really it's so weird, isn't it? That again, right? Women are not marginalized in this world. They're not, especially in the Western world. They have a lot of power, and they're just again, when you have power, why do people just want to overtake and destroy when they have power? It's just can't they be satisfied they've got to a point where everybody's okay now? Do you know what I mean? It's
I know what
just
you mean, but
weird.
I just want to say that I think that I had a better time at this women's march than Christopher Nolan.
Well, how hot was it over there? Because wearing that woolen mask and that woolen glove, I mean, you must have been boiling. Because yeah,
Uh,
that is so
it
weird.
seemed, yeah, I don't know. I think, well, it was January. I know. I don't think January is like it's not like summer there, even in Los Angeles. You know.
Mm, yeah, yeah. And there he is.
So
Is that his kid? Is that
I
his kid?
guess I don't know. I mean, I don't. I'm just wondering if this is him at the same march. I don't know why he would bring his kid to this march.
I just don't trust anything now. I really don't. You know, I just use common sense to navigate through the world now. It really, why would you have in a family one side bigger than the next? You for your kids, if you got kids, you have to have the balance between the father and the mother, so that the kid can grow up balanced, and then he can make the decision on his own based on outside world and what you're taught as a kid. Do you know what I mean? It's just weird why you'd give one side more power. This seems, oh, I don't know. I give up. I give up. But anyway,
By the way, when I checked Christopher Nolan
mm.
uh, and actress Jennifer Grey, it says both participated in the historic 2017 Women's March, but they did so at separate events.
Oh,
So
okay.
the plot thickens.
Well, you must have been in the event where Chris Nolan wasn't.
I guess I wasn't.
Mm.
She was the Los Angeles one, and Christopher Nolan was at the Los Angeles one. I think AI is messing up. I think this is the exact same event because it says that she
Yeah.
was there at the Women's
Mm.
March in Los Angeles. And then they said he also attended a women's march in Los Angeles. What do you mean, there was only one? There wasn't like seven in the same day. I think that it was just the one.
They're feeding AI's feeding on other AIs, isn't it? And it gets
They're
confused.
getting
So
confused. Listen, the truth is that I don't think people were sitting around talking about at that moment Christopher Nolan or Jennifer Grey at these
mm,
these marches. I don't think it was like there were 70
mm,
articles about it. So I guess the AI is digging and it can't find something of both of them. Maybe they can't find an article that mentions both of them. Do you get what I'm saying? So they're
yeah.
thinking to themselves, the AI is thinking, if I can't find an article that they're both mentioned in the article that they were at the event, perhaps it's two different events. But I will correct the AI and say that this is the same event. It's all on the same day. And although I myself only saw Jennifer Grey there, it's entirely possible that somewhere in my proximity was Christopher Nolan. I didn't see him. I don't remember seeing him.
Mm.
So interesting how you didn't expect that twist that I would be that it would be me, Jennifer Grey, and Christopher Nolan at a woman's march. That sounds like a joke, like one of those,
Well, if you got a picture
Christopher
of both,
Nolan, Price of Reason, and Jennifer Grey walk into a bar.
Right, exactly. It's exactly that. Like, but it's even funnier. It's like Christopher Nolan, Jennifer Grey, and Price of Reason walk into a women's march. It's like even better than the bar one,
yep. And the barman says we don't allow puppets in our establishment. And there you go. They kick you out. There you go. What are you drinking, guys? Somebody just popped a can.
I popped a can. It's Diet Coke. Don't worry. It's not anything
Right,
like kind
okay.
of beer. I wish I don't have a beer on me, but I kind of feel like I need one now.
Yeah. So Jennifer Grey was nice. That's one plus at least.
It was a nice, yeah, that was a nice development because otherwise I was just thinking to myself, how do I get out of here?
Mm.
How do I get out of here, and when can I leave this thing? Was kind of what I was thinking to myself. But yeah, it was such a random series of events. I will say she was nice, though. At least Jennifer Grey was nice.
I wonder how you approached her. Did you just say, "You're Jennifer Grey," and she went, "Yeah, I am"?
I think
Is
that
how
was
you
the conversation. Yes. Yeah.
Did you ask for an autograph or stuff? Or
No,
did
nothing at all. I was just my usual douchey self, and I think she was happy. It turns
All right.
out, see, most of the time, even it doesn't matter if it's like if it's a very like known person or not known person. I'm kind of very. I'm very consistent in my usual just douchey vibe, and it doesn't really change one way or another. So whether she was
Mm.
Jennifer Grey or just some other person that I may have recognized, would have gotten the same treatment.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I think I probably said like, "Hey, you're Jennifer Grey." I probably did say that.
She said, "Hey, you recognized me, even with the nose job."
Even with the nose job, I recognized her. She said, she I think she was very nice. I think she was happy that I paid some attention to her. Like,
There you go. I'm assuming she's married and has kids and stuff.
I think she was married at the time. I believe that later on, at some point, she got a divorce. I don't remember when the divorce and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I want to make it clear I had nothing to do. I had nothing to do with neither her marriage or her divorce. If anybody's wondering, I just met her at that day, and we talked to a few minutes, and took a picture and kept walking. She seemed nice though.
Darren M's on scotch. He's drinking scotch. Bloody hell, scotch! Freaking hell! Wow.
I should have told her. I didn't say anything. I didn't say any kind of dirty dancing. She had a shirt that said, "Nobody puts pussy in a corner."
Yeah.
She had a
Oh
shirt
my-
that said
no.
Oh my God,
Oh,
she was married, Price. Do you know who she was married to?
that.
They
They
guy
got
from the
divorced in
Avengers.
21. Yes,
yes.
Clark Gregg, the
Oh.
Shield guy from
Here,
Avengers.
Professor, let me show you. This is her from the event. Are you ready?
Go on in.
Yep.
So she had this shirt that said, let's see if I can enlarge it. Ugh.
Nobody puts a baby in the corner as Dirty Dancing actress wears the feeling across her chest. LA Women's March. Wow.
So it says, "Nobody puts pussy in a corner." And now, by the way, just if you want to see, when you look at the picture with me, you'll notice that it's the same attire.
Yeah.
It says on the left, how do I explain this? The left side of her chest, it says like "nobody."
Here, I've got a better picture of it there, Price.
Okay, wait a
Nobody
second.
puts pussy in the corner. Well, what is that referring to? Is that saying that 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 society is putting women in the corner? Is that what she means? But society,
Most of this march was an overblown reaction to statements that Trump had made and
I see.
people claiming about that Republicans and Trump wanted to take away women's reproductive rights.
But he didn't though, did he? Or did
No.
he? Well, there you go. So I don't understand. Oh, look, I don't understand American politics anyway, nor do I understand British politics, tell you the truth.
Yeah, I think that people, I'll tell, and I keep saying this, I think people spend too much of their time and energy on politics. A lot of the times they can't really change a lot anyways, and those celebrities, nobody cares what they think anyways, so the more they talk, the more they just annoy people. But I just want to
Absolutely.
wrap up this whole thing that we were talking about. The one thing that I take here is that I am pretty cool that I stumbled across this thing. I tell people that I'm like the Forrest Gump of entertainment, and I feel like this is the only time I've shown at least a shred of evidence. I think it's kind of hilarious, but whatever.
You just walk through it or something like that, or you didn't even
Something
know what was
some
happening.
Something like that. There was something that I had to do for work, and I will say that I used to work more involved in the entertainment industry. So there was something happening that day that was relevant. That it's like, oh, there's this gathering here. Maybe this could be, there was a reason why I needed to be there. I didn't
Mm.
realize what this gathering was or the magnitude of it. I think that nobody, until it was happening, realized what it would be. Because, like I said, I think that maybe before that they used to have some of these things from time to time, but add the fact that like Trump was sworn in and it turned into like how do I explain it? Re they refitted it to be like a political rally. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yep,
Sure.
yep.
It's like as if you and I and Professor were at like a Comic Con and did a plan to do a panel talking about like woke movies or something like that, and suddenly we turned it into a like some kind of right wing battle cry that like we're organizing like protesters to literally come there and do all this weird stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like it was one thing, and I think that it transformed into something else. But I only realized that when I was there. There was not even a situation. This isn't even a situation that I was like married and some lady was like, "We have to give fight for their rights." It wasn't like a Christopher Nolan situation, you know?
Mm. It's just weird. As
Chris,
I
we have
said,
to fight.
they have all the rights in the world. I mean, what more do they want? They really do. I mean, I was watching, my mum was watching tennis, because Wimbledon's on, and every presenter's a woman. I think McEnroe comes on from time to time. Watching the World Cup, sorry, the World, what is it, the World Cup, every presenter's a woman, apart from the odd man. Do you know, as I said, they're not marginalized at all. They really aren't. They have a lot of power now. So what more do they want? I don't know.
Yeah. By the way, I just got a message in the private chat from you from an hour ago.
Who?
It says, "Whenever you are ready."
Because you were late. Because like I woke up and I was like, oh shit, I'm late. And then I tuned in. I was like, well, you weren't even started. It's like, okay.
Well,
So yeah.
I understand. I mean, it's a long story, but you could show up even if we haven't.
I see. Okay.
It's all right though. Everything worked out. So
Yep,
so back to
absolutely.
this thing. So Lupita said that something that Homer didn't do enough womany stuff or whatever it is, and now people are annoyed at her. I don't know. I think that a lot of times people are looking for like the next Rachel Zegler. Uh,
Mm,
I don't think that Millie Alcock or Lupita are on the same level of Rachel Zegler. I don't think that they're mean spirited, malicious ladies. At worst, you could say maybe they're a bit clueless, and in both cases, I think they're very poorly prepared by the studio. I think
mm,
that if I was the studio and I knew what was going on with this movie, I would not do any of these interviews, or I tell them, you know, we talked about this. We've been talking about it lately, and I talked about it on a few other streams. Um, that it's really easy to do this thing with the press, especially if something becomes tricky or it's a question that's sort of a hot button question. You just say the same stupid sentence. All you need to say is, "I'm so excited about me being in this movie. The cast and crew have put a lot of thought into it. I'm so proud of the work that I myself have done here, and I can't wait for you to see it." And then anything else, like, "Do you think it's the gayest ever?" Like you say, like, I love this movie. It's so great. There's something in it for everybody. I love it.
Uh,
If you say that, nobody could do anything. The movie could fail or succeed, but I don't think anybody can claim that you contributed it to that in any way. Do you get what I'm saying?
You have to be careful when you're being interviewed by the press these days. There's that guy. Every time I see the red carpet, the guy with the glasses, and he's obviously gay. He wears a suit, and I don't know if you guys know him. He has glasses and he has blonde
Yeah,
hair,
he's the guy that
and he's
Professor always does impressions of, I think.
all right. He's always asking actors about their gay stuff in films and stuff like that.
Professor.
Do you think this is the gayest Star Wars ever?
That's exactly
That
it.
one, yeah.
That's like the best
Yeah.
impression.
It's there's so many queer things. Do you think that your character is queer?
It's like if I had a film and he came approaching me, I would say no and walk away. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't even let him ask me a question at all because that's all he does. That's the only thing. As everything I've seen him do, it's the only question he asks all the time. It's madness, absolute
Oh, we have a
madness.
super chat. I want to address it. Hold on one second. It's good I checked.
We do? Whoa.
I don't know
Must
when
have,
it came
must have
up. But
disappeared. I did not see it. Wow, that's
Yes.
old. Wow, I apologize.
It's all
Kingdom,
right.
1996, buddy. I hope you're still with us. Man, I can't believe I did not see that. That's from a long time ago.
It's okay. Kingdom knows that we mean well, and we appreciate his £5 super chat.
Donation.
Yes.
Yes. I'm told in some countries that's real money, but maybe just for the time being, anyway.
It is real money. It's worth more at your end than it is our end, so it's kind of real money. So
That's true.
yeah.
I was once I guess I thought that at some point everybody was going to switch to the euro, but I guess that didn't happen.
No, England never. As I said, £5 in UK currency is double, I think. So it is worth more. in other
All I
countries.
know is that I was when I used to go to England. I haven't been there in many years. Man, was stuff expensive there. I mean,
Oh yeah,
so
yeah.
expensive, and also like you buy something in pounds, it's like it's more expensive. Like pounds, at least I don't know what it's like now, but at the time I think that getting dollars, you'd
It's
have to.
even worse.
Yeah, I mean, if you have dollars and you need to get pounds, and then you
Yeah,
need to buy stuff, you could really
yeah.
feel how expensive it is. Like you
My
feel like
yeah,
you're wasting so
no,
much money.
my brother came over because he lives in Canada. He came over from Canada a couple of days ago with his wife, and every time he brought something, it was double. So if you buy like a pint, which is like 3.50, he's coughing up £6 rather than 3.50 because of the currency, because of the pound versus the dollar. So yeah, so if we give you £10, you're getting $20, I think, or or just about that amount. So yeah, yeah. If I go to your country, then my money will go far. I think. Yeah. So yeah, it would. So there you go. Interesting.
Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. England's turning
Yeah, I
into a
mean, I
crap
guess if you
country
came to
anyway.
this country with your money, I think it would be
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's worth more. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
a bit of a bummer. But yeah, thanks for the donation, Kingdom
Yes, we do
1960s.
appreciate that here in the Night Owl.
Mm. So, what else are we going to be talking about?
We'll.
So I
think-
did find an article, the Lupita Nyong'o thing. If we want to step to that for just
All
a second.
right.
Yeah, let's look at it.
Um,
Somebody in the chat, who was it that said that Zegler, he liked I can't find it now. Somebody said that they liked Zegler better than Lupita Nyong'o, and I'm sorry, I still like Lupita Nyong'o more than Zegler.
What, Zegler?
yeah, so
Zegler
this was
it's
go,
just irritating. But go on, yeah.
yeah, no, Zegler is just super irritating. Yeah, yeah. So speaking with the YouTube channel DC Film Girl during the press junket, the Helena Troy actress was asked about the resilience of the women she plays. Of course, she plays two women in this. She plays the twins, Helen and Clytemnestra. So her answer to this question was, what Chris is interested in this film is investigating the cost of war. When you read the Iliad and the Odyssey, which, by the way, when she got the part, she openly admitted she had no idea what the Odyssey was or what the part was. Very little time is spent in the perspective of the women. It's told from a masculine side of things, but this film takes time to really consider things from a female perspective. And so we see in Helen and Clytemnestra how this war has affected them both, and they respond to it very differently because their experience of it is very different. So I would say first, obviously, she's just seeing this from her perspective as a woman, having played women in this film. So yeah, obviously, she's focused on that because that's, like a lot of actors, is very self-centered and focused on her role in the film. Obviously, she's the star, right? But yeah, of course, the story wasn't told from the female point of view. The women aren't really central characters in the story, except for Odysseus's wife. She's the only character that really has much of anything to do in this story.
Well, this is what Hollywood's all about, isn't it? Just putting nonsense into our entertainment and hoping that it'll filter through into real life, and then it becomes all normalized. Everything from lying about history to creating divisions where there shouldn't be. That's what they're hoping for. Again, I keep saying this and people keep laughing at me. It's bigger than entertainment, what they're doing. Much bigger than entertainment. But yeah, you can take the piss out of me all you want. So
I mean, she could have just said, I think that even though this story is about war and it features a lot of men in it, I think that it's interesting that they're, that also to see what the women go through or something, without like taking it a step further of like, well, the book didn't really care about women, but Chris sure does. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like,
So this was the other quote in another little interview she was doing, talking about asking questions about the if you were sitting in the theater next to Homer and could ask him about your performance, what would you ask? And her answer was, so Homer, how do you feel about the screen time given to these women, considering how little you spent with them?
see, that's just disrespectful.
Yeah, it is.
Homer would have smacked her in the face.
yeah, kind of is
Coming
annoying,
from where
allegedly.
he is,
But
yeah.
yes, I agree with you. I mean,
That's
I wouldn't do that
disrespectful.
because that's bad, but Homer, I can't control him.
It is totally disrespectful. Let's face it, guys. It really is. And it's why does everything have to be about this nonsense religion crap? Why?
Who was the
We all
actress
know
in Troy
why.
that played that Helen? She was hot.
The one in Troy. Yeah, she was. I was actually on the set for that one. For the
Was she the one that later appeared in the show Billions?
I don't know. That's the one with Brad Pitt, right?
Is
Is
it
it the
like
one with Brad Pitt?
Kruger? Is it something Kruger? Maybe I'm wrong.
German girl. She's
That's
German,
why I said
right?
German.
Yeah,
Kruger.
Diane Kruger. Yeah.
Kruger.
Wow,
That's
Professor, I did it. Come on, man.
did. You got it.
Considering what an idiot I am, I managed to. I knew that it was her.
Is that the one with Brad Pitt? Troy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyone?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Yeah, I was on set for that. It's interesting. Interesting experience, put it that way.
Did that movie do well?
I've never seen it.
I think it did okay.
It did okay, but not spectacular.
Yeah, I remember her, weirdly enough. I remember her from National Treasure.
Oh, yeah. She's gorgeous. She's
I mean,
absolutely gorgeous.
she is gorgeous, no question.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not even sure I've ever seen all of Troy. I think I only saw part of that movie.
Never seen it. To this day, I've never seen it. Mm.
Oh, wait a second. Was she also in Billions?
I don't know.
Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know why I thought she was in Billions. I guess I was wrong.
Let's see, Inglorious Bastards.
No, it doesn't say that she was in Billions. I don't know why I thought she was. See, sometimes I'm wrong.
She gets killed, doesn't she, in Glorious Bastards by the German fella. Can't remember. I only saw that film once. Interesting.
Anyhow, so that's her. I did what I could. Big Sir River says she's hot, unlike Lupita. Listen, I don't mind Lupita. I again will say it depends for what. For this role, I don't think on a number of different levels, I don't think she's right for it. I didn't hate her before this, and I know that
you
her
hating
comment.
now?
The comment here is dumb. She's not helping the case. Like every time like somebody says something like I kind of like her. She seems cool, but the more she speaks, the more she I'm losing that case gradually because she sounds like she's not. She said some stupid things lately for sure. I
'Cause
still
they're
think Rachel Zegler is worse.
They're forcing it. She's forcing it. She wants more work, so she's forcing it. This is what Hollywood is now, so she's forcing it, isn't she? So
I guess.
I'm assuming she didn't get much work in the past. I'm assuming because I've never heard of her before this film.
Why? She was in movies. She does get roles, but it's just that this is probably a good role for her. She was. Let me think. She was in 12 Years a Slave. She was in what's his face? She was in a movie by Jordan
Peterson.
Peele. Jordan Peele. He did like not is it This Is Us or something? I don't know what. She was in that. She was in The Force Awakens, but they made her look like an orange butthole, so that's kind of a wash. She's she's Maz Kanata or whatever you call her.
Yes.
Yeah,
she was Maz Kanata.
Let me think. There was something else.
The shriveled old female Yoda.
Right. And she was in Black Panther 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily dislike her. Say whatever you want. I don't necessarily dislike her. She said some stupid things.
Yeah.
I still think that neither her or Alcock are as bad as Zegler. I think that they're just kind of airheads that should know better and shouldn't say what they're saying. Zegler felt malicious to me in a way that the other two don't feel. The other two feels clueless and saying stupid things, whereas Zegler was just like, didn't necessarily feel stupid as much as malicious. You know what I mean? That she's just being, I don't want to say a negative word, but kind of a bitch.
The thing is, though, in the old days, if you're making a film, you want the majority of people to watch your film. So if you're casting a woman and the woman's meant to be good looking in the film, you would go with what society says is good looking. And then you would go from that point on, wouldn't you? But in this film, obviously, they're trying to make a statement, especially with Elliot Page. Is that Elliot Page now? Him, her, whatever. They're using that as well. I mean,
oh yes,
the artist formerly known as Elliot.
Yeah, so it's just weird what they're doing. Again, it's bigger than the film. Again, they want to normalize this stuff. That's what they want to do. But again, I'm speechless. I just don't want this in my entertainment. I just want to be entertained. That's all. I don't want politics in my films or my TV shows. Nothing like that.
Yeah, exactly. As we've been talking about this a lot. Mentioned this a lot. The days when there were stars, and you knew a little bit about them from the different rags and stuff that were out there, but for the most part, they were kind of a mystery. Right. Mm-hmm. Aside from a few of them, there were always some of them that had to be big, loud mouths and talk about everything. And a lot of them got really bad reputations because of it. But we had stars for decades, for close to a century, we had stars in film who were kind of mysterious. They weren't well known. We didn't know a lot about them, and we could, in some ways, kind of imprint some of our own values and our own ideas on them because of that. We could say, "Oh, I really like that." That actor. I think he seems like a fun guy. Seems like he'd be a guy I'd happy to sit down and have a beer with, and you could go and you could watch him in the movie and you could see him be a big hero and he could embody that character, and that film could then be some escapist entertainment where you see this bigger than life character on screen, and you see this bigger than life, this amazing epic story on screen, and you're not looking up there and staring at someone and thinking, what's he going to lecture me about next?
It's
I
true.
just, to be fair, I guess the people like to show the same, photo that she's from that movie and that somebody just beat her up. I don't know. She doesn't look terrible. I don't hate her. I wouldn't put her in that role. I wouldn't put her in that role that they put her in, but it's not like I hate her. I don't know. I mean, that's just my personal opinion.
It,
Are
it's
there
wrong casting.
more pretty women than her? For sure. But I'm
Yeah.
just saying, I don't look at her and think, oh, like she's terrible. Like, I just think that they needed a certain type of casting for that role, and I don't think that this was the right casting.
It's not. It's not about that though. It's about race swapping. That's what it is, and it's
Oh
about
yeah.
disrespecting the material. And Hollywood doesn't seem to have. They don't care what they do now.
Yeah.
If they all they want to do is push their politics. That's all they
Without
want to do.
question, it's about throwing in as much of these weird revisionist castings as they can, changing this character, changing that character. They're all of the characters reportedly in the film, everyone speaks with an American accent. There's all kinds of modern dialogue in it, like we've heard some of it in the trailers, like him talking about his dad, and the other guy saying, "Oh, you're missing your daddy." So it's like that. I'm sorry, this is not fitting of a classical piece of literature, an epic like this. That there's nothing about that feels big or special or unique, right? My daddy's gonna beat you up. It's so
Yeah.
dumb.
It is weird, isn't it?
Yeah, and then again, just the was it absolutely necessary to cast this this black woman, in the role of Helen of Troy,
Hollywood, it was.
especially knowing that she was a light-skinned Greek woman? That is the way this character was described.
And
And
again,
she's also described as being the most gorgeous woman that's ever been seen. So what we need is a light-skinned Greek model, right?
and with it,
Somebody who's an absolute knockout from every possible angle,
again,
every
if I
way that you
hear
can consider.
if I hear somebody say to me, it's all right to put a black person as Commissioner Gordon, I'm just gonna say you're talking shit, mate. Because everything that you said just now, Professor, is right, hitting the nail on the head. It really is. And there's no reason for race swapping at all. None. What it tells me is that you're disrespecting the material and you have no disregard to the audience that you're serving. That's what it tells me.
Well, and of course, there's again the very frequent accusation that okay, so you're gonna take a character who was white and make him black, so you're just giving black men sloppy seconds.
That too. But also, right, another thing that really, really bothers me is that I know the reason why black people take parts like that, because there's hardly any work for them. So why don't they create a division? If they really want diversity, create a division where they make black films, with top black directors. Have a section where money's devoted to actually promoting people of color in movies by making their film. Like, the Barber, what is it, trilogy, whatever, the Barber one, that was hugely successful, hugely successful. So there is a audience for that. But no, because Hollywood doesn't want to do that. They want to make what they want to make, and they want to push this crap into the world, and that's what they're doing. But people are getting wise to it now. They're getting very wise to it. You know what, right? Chris Nolan's film might make a lot of money. It probably will make a lot of money. Um, but if it does, then it's only going to push this crap forward. If you know
Yeah,
what I
that
mean.
it won't be good. It's just like, when Barbie came out, they learned the wrong lessons. They're like, "See, women love all this feminist stuff." What they didn't realize is you got away with it once, with a movie that is actually targeted for women. So yeah, you could explore all those themes. That doesn't mean that you want to do like, the next 10 MCU movies that way. You know what I mean? Where people are more of it's more of a male demographic. That Barbie thing, women like Barbie. So it made sense that that movie, I didn't like that movie, but when I saw it, I said to myself, I'm not the target audience. And if they wanted to make a feminist Barbie movie, that's the place to do it. By all means, as far as I'm concerned, make 100 Barbie movies from that franchise and make them all like super feminist. I don't mind that. You know what I mean? Do like weird rom-coms and like Sex in the City and Barbie. You can have all of that. It doesn't mean anything to me. You could just do as much of all day and all night. You can make those and make them hate men or whatever. I don't care. It's the fact that they've invaded, spaces that they're not even interested in.
That's exactly what they're doing.
Hmm.
That's exactly what they're doing. You're gonna make Star Wars, the sequels to Star Wars, and you destroy all males in that. They deliberately did that. So what does that say about them? And if this is going to be making movies going forward in Hollywood, they're going to run out of money sooner or later. People are going to stop watching it because now people can see it. So I don't know. I don't know. Again, if the Odyssey is a huge success and it gets its budget back, it's gonna be not good.
I'm a bit confused. Why? Like, first of all, I don't hate Mariska Hargitay, but I don't know why she would host the Emmys.
Who is she?
She is the star of Law and Order Special Victims Unit.
Yeah. Like normally we get a comedian, somebody to keep it
Right.
light, to keep it fun. What I think they didn't want a chance that they were going to get somebody who was actually going to shut down people getting up and making all sorts of speeches and stuff. Right?
They didn't want
Maybe
a Ricky Gervais situation.
They didn't want a Ricky Gervais. They want someone who's
maybe nobody wanted the job and she was the only one that said yes. That's a possibility.
Yeah,
So
I
that's
mean,
what I think.
it is possible, but it's just kind of strange. And I don't dislike her. By the way, she made a documentary movie recently, which I surprisingly found rather interesting. She's the daughter of the actress Jane Mansfield that died at a young age. I didn't really know much about it. I was actually like looking at one of those HBO, I think HBO Max or whatever. I was looking for something else, and I just saw this. And out of sheer curiosity, because honestly I was kind of tired, and I thought I'll put this on. I was doing a Vex Electronica. See, Vex, when she wants to fall asleep, she puts on the Night Owl. And for me, the equivalent of this was this movie, this documentary movie that she made. I'm like, I don't know what this is. This is like a documentary about her mother. I'm going to be sleeping in no time. And I put it on, and I'm going to tell you the truth. I didn't fall asleep. It was actually rather interesting. I found
Mm.
myself. It's not necessarily like an uplifting or necessarily much or a fun or whatever, but it was rather interesting in a way that surprised me. I didn't hate it. I watched it. I'm like, oh well, what's going to happen now?
People are not watching award ceremonies. They're not watching the Emmys. They're not watching the Oscars.
no.
I saw this report from the BBC, and they were talking about how the viewership has fallen from the Oscars from the 70s straight through to recent years, and they said everything but the word woke. That's the BBC for you, isn't it? They know the reason why it's gone down. They know, but they're not going to say it, obviously. So a lot of people hiding behind all this rubbish. But there you
I
go.
I was once at an event where Mariska Hargitay was at, but she was standing right next to me, but I didn't say anything to her and I didn't talk to her.
Do you
She
not get a
seems
picture
nice.
of her?
What'd you say?
Do you not get a picture of her like you did with Jennifer Grey?
No, I didn't. I didn't get a picture of her. I did actually. I think it was at this event that I actually talked to somebody else that was on Law and Order, and
Mm.
I think that I got a picture with that person. But with her, I didn't speak or say anything.
We
Uh,
had our own version of Law and Order in the UK. It was
right,
called
and
Law and
it
Order in
had
the UK,
it had Martha from Doctor Who in it.
and Bradley Walsh from Doctor Who as well.
Oh, yeah,
Bradley
would
Walsh, he
later
was.
again. Yes, the thing is that when I for some unexplainable reason, I don't know why I watched it, or at least I watched a few episodes of it. I I recognized Bradley Walsh, I think, because over the years he's been in a number of English shows. So I think
Mm,
I just knew of him, but I didn't recognize him as a Doctor Who star because at the time he hadn't been.
no.
She already, when I watched those episodes, I'd recognized her from Doctor Who, but I didn't recognize him, if that makes sense.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's a good actor, but he mostly does quiz shows now. He's a national treasure in England now.
Yeah, it's too bad
Um,
that they couldn't do anything good with him on Doctor Who. It was really embarrassing that they had to put him on that show. I mean, that he
yeah.
took it. I understand a gig's a gig. He really had nothing to do there. We completely misused.
Mm.
I also Freema, what's her name? Freema.
Yeah,
Fuck.
her. Yeah, I know.
Abigail.
Yeah, yeah.
Freema Abigoy.
Uh,
Fuck, man,
yeah.
what's her name?
Freema
Freema
something.
Freema
I don't know.
Ayagoz
Agumen? Freema
Agaman.
Agumen?
Okay,
Agumen. Yeah,
Agaman. I was
yeah.
so close, Professor.
Mm. Yeah, she's in that. She's actually done a lot of stuff in America, hasn't she? She did that hospital drama thing. I can't remember what it was called.
Yeah, she did the hospital drama thing, and the thing is, I think that like everybody really liked her. It was like her and this other the guy, the
The main
doctor.
guy, yeah,
Yeah, and
yeah,
it, like they were the main people on the show, and it was like they were doing like the exploring the
mm,
relationship, not relationship. And then
yeah.
I think that during the couve, she just said like, I don't feel like going back there, and I'm not finishing the show. And they had to just continue like another season without her, pretty much I think tanking the show. So
Mm,
uh, I'm not saying it's not her responsibility to stay on the show, but I think that like she kind of tanked the show by not coming back to it.
yeah, yeah. This is going to be weird, isn't it? With this girl hosts it, if she's not even a comedian, what's going to happen? Is she just going to be?
No, and I don't dislike her, but I don't know what they want from her. This is so random. Like I've never seen her do anything that seemed funny. It's going to be such a not funny. The reason why, like, I think that they're bringing her is that a lot of women respect her because she, like, became the face of that Law and Order thing with women and whatever. I don't have any issue with it. Like I said with Barbie, I think that a show like that. That deals with the type of subject matters that it deals with. I think that she is a good fit for that. And they actually, this was happening before all of those kind of Me Too or whatever movements. She has worked very hard on this role for many years, and I think like she's earned her position there. And if women like her and are inspired or whatever, it's all fine. But with all of that being said, I don't know. Like a host should be funny. It used to be you need like some guy. They're not even trying. Like bring a guy that could tell a few jokes. I mean, I think
Because
we could probably host a few jokes.
it's because they know that nobody's going to be watching the show. The viewership is very low for the Emmys, isn't it? It's very low. The only time it actually spiked was when Ricky Gervais was on, because everybody wanted to know what Ricky Gervais was going to say next. And that was the beauty of hiring Ricky Gervais. But Ricky Gervais, right, he's not stupid. He knows when to call it quits. And that's why he never went back. The amount of money they were offering him to come back, Ricky just went no, because he knew that if he kept doing it, it was not going to be unique anymore, you know.
Yeah,
So he stopped. So there you go. But I don't know who's going to be hosting the Oscars. Is it this year or next year? Who hosted it last year? I can't even remember.
it's
I
so
didn't even watch it.
insignificant, and nobody can even remember what
Yeah,
it was. I
yeah.
see that Jennifer Beals
Oh,
is
she's still gorgeous.
she's being added to NCIS New York.
Oh, I'll watch it. I'll watch anything with Jennifer Beals in it. She's so gorgeous.
I
Is it
like her
LA
too.
Cool J? LA Cool J is still in there? Oh,
Well,
Ice-T. Isn't Ice-T in Law and Order?
he's in Law and Order with Mariska Hargitay,
Uh,
and has been for a long time. NCIS is different than Law and Order.
right.
Uh, why did it stop working? Hold
Don't
on.
know.
So yeah, NCIS is a different one, but I guess they're LL Cool J used to be in NCIS Los Angeles, which was a
Yes.
spin-off from the regular NCIS, which is considered the flagship show. Now, Los Angeles ended for a few different reasons. Probably also maybe it was difficult to film in Los Angeles, expensive, and I guess
Mm,
they wrapped it up. LL Cool J, they took his character and initially like carried him over to like Hawaii, and that held on for a number of seasons, but then they canceled that one. And I guess like LL Cool J, they just don't want to get rid of him, so they just transfer for him. He's like
yeah.
1 minute he's in Los Angeles solving a crime, then he's in Hawaii solving a crime, and now he's in New York. And nobody has anything
Didn't
strange
they
to say
have
about.
that guy who played Robin in that show as well? Because he was his
Yes, the guy.
partner.
Yes, he absolutely was in there.
Can't
Oh,
remember his name.
it
Can't remember
starts
his
with an
name.
O.
Can't remember his name. But yeah,
Oh,
he's been in it for ages, isn't he? Him and L.A. Cool J and
not
um,
O'Donnell. Chris O'Donnell, is that his
Chris
name?
O'Donnell. That's his name, Chris O'Donnell. Yeah.
Where's the professor?
I don't know. He's gone
I
for a
feel like.
pee or something.
Oh,
I don't
okay,
know.
okay. I feel like he heard
Um,
Chris O'Donnell and that was it. He's like, I'm done with this.
but LA Cool J has in his contract that he doesn't die in any film or any TV show. You know that, don't you?
I
So
did not
anyone
know
that
that.
hires him, right? So there's this film called Mine Hunters. I was watching it a couple of days ago, and there's this big twist where you think he's the bad guy, and he gets killed. And I was thinking to myself, "There's no way he's dead," and he wasn't. So because I know that he's got that in his contract, he's never going to die. Anytime you see him in danger, you know he's not going to die.
That's so
So
weird. I've never
it's
heard of
weird,
anybody
yeah,
having a clause like this.
yeah,
You
he
know,
does.
I'm going to say something really controversial that I'm going to regret, but it's something that you can catch me saying it like in the middle of the night. Uh, these days, if you're an actor and you're in a movie, I think that there's other things that you need to put in your contract, meaning not dying isn't the main thing you should be concerned about, if you know what I mean.
Mm. Well, I think he has that because at the time when they were making films with people of color, they always seem to get it
Uh,
first. Do you know what I mean? So he was very aware of that. So he had that in his contract.
it's
Anyone that hires him, his character never
it's
dies.
pretty smart. You know what? It's pretty smart to do that. I'm not going to lie. It's actually a good policy. And, what today you need to look out for is that they would suddenly make it that you're fond of dudes, if you know what I mean. So
Oh
if
no.
if you don't want that, you have to put in the contract. And you know what happened?
Mm,
There was an actor that happened to. There's the show. You know how everybody likes Yellowstone, and now they like
yeah,
Texas
yeah,
Rangers or whatever that show is
yeah.
called. I don't know what. There's some. Is it called Texas Rangers? I don't know. Not Texas
Mm,
Rangers.
the new
Shit, what
one.
is it? U.S. Rangers, U.S. Rangers,
All
whatever
right.
the
Yeah,
fuck that
yeah.
is. The guy that was he played Casey or whatever his name is on. I think he played Casey. I don't even know.
Mm,
He played that on Yellowstone, and then he carried over and did the U.S. Marshals thing. So if I'm not mistaken, I could be completely wrong on this story. I think he started on the show True Blood, and initially he was like the boyfriend of one of those blonde actresses there, maybe Deborah Ann Wall or I don't know what. He was like her character's boyfriend, and then they gave him some scripts, and the script was that now he's in a relationship with a dude suddenly,
oh
and
no.
you know what he did?
What?
He said, "I'm not doing it." And
Did he
they
get
had to
sued?
recast him. They had to recast that guy because he said he wouldn't do it. I don't know if that's what he admitted to the press. I don't know what the deal is. I don't think that he went out and admitted that was the case. But there's talk of the town is that the reason they recast him in that role is that he said like I didn't sign up for some whatever this is. I
Mm,
signed up to do this. I didn't sign up for this. I'm out. And
yeah.
you think he'd be blacklisted, but somehow he popped back up on that Yellowstone show.
That's because he's popular, I guess. I don't know. I don't blame him as well. Yeah, I think male actors should have that in their contracts now. They should have it in their contracts that they if they're in a popular show or movie, they want to, you know, it's their choice, isn't it? At the end of the day, and also, isn't the lefties big on having a gay person play a gay person
Well,
in a show?
Section 14, no gay
Mm.
stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. It's incredible, isn't it, when you think about it? It I just want my entertainment back. I've been watching old stuff, and there's a report from I can't remember who did the report that most people do go back to the old stuff rather than watching new stuff. In fact, I think it's Netflix is the only one that people try new Netflix stuff, but on the other channels like Amazon and stuff, a lot of people are watching the old stuff rather than the new stuff that they're making. So there you go. People want
Uh,
old stuff.
let's see for a
Mm.
second if I can find this thing. Luke Grimes, True Blood. Let's see if I can find it.
Scott Caan as well.
Yeah, he was actually in that show Hawaii Five-0 in that Hawaii
Was,
Five-0
yeah. Yeah, he was. He was good actually in Hawaii Five-0 as Dano.
I actually thought that, one of the reasons, even though it's not a very faithful reboot or whatever it is, one of the reasons that it did work, I thought that the two guys, Alex O'Loughlin
Yeah,
and what's
yeah,
his name, and Scott Conn, they had a
yeah.
pretty good rapport. And
They did.
especially in the earlier seasons, there's a bit of escapist fun to that show. It is
Mm.
preposterous and ridiculous, but it's hard not to have fun in the earlier seasons when they're like going in there and it's all action and they're shooting a
Yeah,
bunch of people. I mean, like their unit pays no attention to any police rules whatsoever,
but
and maybe
that
because what'd you say?
in, but in the first episode, that was the thing because the late remember his dad got killed,
Right,
and so the mayor of the town said to him, "Look, I want you to create a unit. You be above the law, right? And we will back you 100%." And because he wanted to solve his dad's crime, he
right.
said yes to Y50. And so yeah, they do stupid things, very stupid things. But I loved season one. I thought season one was kick ass, great. You had action all the way. Every episode had a bit of action in there. Plus, you had that hot girl from Battlestar Galactica. She was in it as well, and my God, looking at her was great as well. Do you know what I mean? It was very much a male-dominated
Yes, it was.
series. It was, so it
Now
was
I want to show you something. Are you ready, both
yeah.
of you?
Go on in.
Luke Grimes left True Blood because he refused to play Gru. The actor who played James on True Blood left abruptly in December amid concern about his character's creative direction. BuzzFeed has confirmed that Grimes' major objection was a same-sex pairing with a character, Lafayette. And yeah, I mean, the guy that they brought him in became they became a whole very, very much, you know,
But it's interesting because if he voiced his objections, you would think that I don't know how long he's been in the show. You would think that the producer would go, okay, well, let's try and create a new
he
character
wasn't
now.
in it for long. He actually was
Oh,
not
all right,
considered a big
okay,
deal. You know what I mean?
okay,
I think that he wasn't, he was the hunk. It says he was the hunky vampire boyfriend of Deborah Ann Wall, who plays Karen Page on
yeah,
Daredevil.
yeah.
So they got paired at the end of season 6 when Luke Grimes suddenly left the show in December. Creative direction of the character. But yeah, I mean, first they didn't know what the creative direction would be because he was with her. But I guess then the season started and it seemed like he didn't like her anymore and he wanted to be with dudes. And the guy didn't like that creative direction.
Because it doesn't make any sense if the character was completely straight, all of a sudden he turns gay. You know what I mean? And you could argue that he's bisexual and all that rubbish, but I can understand why he didn't want to do it. Totally understand. Oh, Hollywood, eh?
Apparently, the rumor has it he countered that he would be willing to play the role if the other character were attracted to him, but not if the attraction was mutual.
Yeah, yeah.
And he didn't want to do the same-sex kissing or whatever. The writers were unwilling to change the scripts on his behalf.
And there were blue head people, I'm guessing, that wrote the
Seems
scripts.
that way.
Yeah.
Writers and cast members were baffled and angered. Blah, 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 blah.
They weren't baffled and angered. They know why he left it, because he didn't want to do it, because he's not gay in real life, so he wouldn't want to do it. And I don't
Right.
blame him.
Right. I mean, I understand that. I think, listen, when like, not only this, I mean, I've been thinking this for a number of years, that generally speaking, it's probably something that these days you should put in your contract. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you should have it in your contract that
It seems weird that you need to have something like that, and like inappropriate that you need to have it in your contract. But if it's an issue for you, then probably you shouldn't put it in there. And I can understand.
It's in my contract with you, Bryce.
Yep, it says that it actually, you do have a clause like that in your agreement. So
well, I haven't got a clause in that agreement, so there, I'll have to get it in there. I'm going to call my lawyer.
we still have like 50 minutes for this show.
Yeah, get a hold of your agent.
Damn it.
See, it was so random. No, you know what's funny though is that most of the time they would blacklist a guy like this, and maybe they did, but he somehow reemerged with Yellowstone. I mean,
He's
one
probably got
thing,
a good agent. He's probably got a good agent and a good
that, and
manager.
also probably this happened in like 2014. So I think that 2016-17 is where there was like a woke explosion. So at
Mm,
that time, he probably didn't say. They just said it was a creative direction. People are whispering that that's the reason, but nobody ever says anything after that. It's just
yeah.
like, did you ever watch the show Boardwalk Empire?
Yes. Yes.
So there was an actor called Michael Pitt who was in the first season that was sort of like
Yeah, yeah.
the protege to Nucky, who was played by Steve Buscemi. Now, if I understand correctly, the show was supposed to be built around how this guy under him gets bigger and bigger and wants to basically get rid of him. But the problem is that I guess that guy was very difficult to work with, this Michael Pitt guy, and they made a decision to, get rid of his character, even though that's a different thing than this guy. But I'm just saying, they kill him off maybe after, is it after the first or second season? I don't know. Rather abruptly, they kill him off, if you remember.
Well, they wanted to get rid of him, I
Yes.
guess. Yeah.
What'd you say?
They wanted to get rid of him, I guess. If he was,
Yeah,
if he
because
was,
apparently, I don't know if this is true, but I guess they thought that he was maybe doing recreational activities and not focused on his work or something like that. And it became like difficult to film scenes with him and things like that. And they said, we don't want any scandal. Let's just solve it.
kill
Like,
him off. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, they made it seem as though there's a reason why it's happening, but it did feel very abrupt to me. And I also ultimately think that it hurt the show. Maybe he was difficult and maybe he had issues, but as far as the viewers were concerned, you had already built up this character, and it kind of seemed like it would be interesting how the character would grow over the course of the next few seasons, and potentially a war would start between them. But you could tell this was the rushed version of events. You know what I mean? They had to pivot somehow, and I don't know that they ever managed to. It wasn't a bad show, but I think that the pivot is felt.
It's a shame, really, because for somebody to spoil something that others has built up and had faith in, and just have an actor to spoil things. It's just it's annoying. I think sometimes actors don't realize what a privileged position they're in to get offered a TV show like that, and they just blow it all away by doing stupid things. And I guess that was the case for this one, because he was just doing stupid things. Also, I don't understand how actors don't do their jobs as well on set, like not learning their lines and coming in late and stuff like that. As I said, they're in a privileged position. They should be grateful, but 9 times out of 10, they're not. Maybe it's the case for this guy, and that's why they had to
It sounds
kill
like he
him
was a
off.
young little shit, this guy, and I'll tell you why. Because
Mm,
like, you're in a show that like I think Martin Scorsese was like the producer of. It had like the guy Terrence Winter from The Sopranos as like showrunner and like head writer. You have some pretty serious people working on this production, and they're like,
mm.
there's all these other people here with credentials, like actors with real resumes, and most people don't even know who you are. Embrace this and just do a good job. Instead, he like already, the success went to his head and he was all like over the place. And yeah,
Yep.
initially, for a number of years, nobody admitted that there was a reason they got rid of him only years later, it kind of like
Under
surfaced that.
contract.
Yeah, I mean,
Mm.
basically, his agency fired him at some point, and that's never a good sign. Like then people started saying, well, he was always difficult to work with and things like that. Uh,
Mm.
so he
Yeah.
reported on-set behavioral issues and creative clashes, uh, which culminated in his character Jimmy Darmody being killed off. There's another case like this, by the way. I don't know if you know it, and this one has always bothered me. To be honest with you, it's always bothered me, and I believe that there was some kind of issue. Are you guys familiar with The Sopranos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you know this, but the character of Furio. Do you remember that character?
No. It's a
Not
long
off the top
time
of my
since I
head.
watched it. No.
Okay, let me see if I can find this for you. You'll know the second you see this. So he had like Tony Soprano had like an enforcer from Italy that like
Mm.
was his right hand man called Furio, and they had a season where Furio like becomes like interested in his wife in Carmela. Uh, and then what happens is that in the final episode of that of that season, basically uh, it basically has him rather abruptly leaving. Like I think that the next season they just think that he left, or I don't really know, or maybe in that episode they already said it. Although this actor has never confirmed it and nobody's ever confirmed it, there have been rumors for years that this guy annoyed, the producers of the show. And even though there was still an interesting direction they could have taken this storyline, I mean, he's kind of hitting on the boss's wife, on Tony Soprano's wife. You think that that could be interesting. You know what I mean? You kind of want an interesting resolution to a storyline like that. Suddenly, I think somebody just like say, "Oh, he left for Italy. He's not here. He's in Italy," and that's it. Nobody ever mentions him. You never see him again. I thought to myself, maybe he'll pop back. Maybe there's a reason. Maybe they'll use that as a plot for something. And nope, you never see him again.
Well, I have got experience of working with difficult actors. I remember I made this short and called The Interrogation, and the main actor that I used in it, he gave me a hard time, but he was good. Then I decided to make a feature of that short, and we got the money to make the feature, and so I wanted him to reprise his role. But boy, did he give me trouble about he didn't understand this line. Why am I going to say that line and stuff like that? And in the end, I had to say to him, "Sorry, mate, goodbye." Do you know what I mean? So I do understand there are actors that I don't know how to describe it. Take things too seriously or look into things too deeply. It's like who's the guy that played Martin McFly's dad? Uh, there are rumors. I mean, in the making of, I think it was Bob Gale was saying that when the director said to him, "Walk through this door," he would question why he's walking through a doorway. Do you know what I mean? That's how crazy that guy was, according to Bob Gale. So some actors are really difficult, or take their job really seriously and think too deeply in what they're doing. So maybe it was that. Maybe he was. I don't know.
Yeah,
It,
Crispin Glover is who you're thinking of.
Yes, him. Yeah.
And yeah, he was. He does a great job in the film.
He does.
But yes, he was very difficult on set, and then he was well known for being a bit of a wild card offset too. Like he was. I remember there was one. I believe it was. He did a late night appearance with one of the major late night ones. Who was that?
Mm. What, late night show host? You mean?
Yeah. He did a late night show where Crispin Glover was just like completely like out there, like totally spaced out, talking, moving, like it was like he was completely whacked out on drugs. But no one knows if it was. Darren Mice says Letterman. Yeah, I think it was Letterman. I think you're right.
it's
Uh,
interesting. It's
yeah.
very interesting. I do come across actors like that, but then because of my experience, the red flags come up, and then I kind of tell them no, or or get off my set, or you know what I mean. They do come up. It's the little things. Like I remember Bob Gale was talking about that scene where he comes into the diner to ask what's her name out. What's her name? Thompson. What's the word? What's
Yeah,
the
Leah
mother's
Thompson.
name? Leah Thompson out, and he was arguing about how he should walk through the door. And Bob Zemeckis was saying, "You just walk through the door." Do you know what I mean? 15 minutes arguing over how we should walk through the door, according to Bob Gale. So that's what I'm saying. You know, you do get actors like that. That's just in another world. What you want to do is work with actors that come on time, hit their mark, and have an idea. That's what you want. But nine times out, but there's the very few that I don't know. They're just difficult for some
Yeah,
reason. I don't know.
and then yeah, and you get what happened with Back to the Future 2, where
They
they did not
couldn't.
want to bring Crispin Glover back. They didn't want him.
Well, they couldn't because
Yeah,
he was
they offered him
asking.
some money, and he
Yeah,
basically said no. He wanted like twice that,
yeah.
and
Well,
and they said no, and so they hired a lookalike, and then he ended up suing, and yeah.
Well,
yeah, he won. Won
they
it.
used prosthetics to make the lookalike look like him, and that's why
Mm,
he won the lawsuit. Because when they aged him in the previous movie, they had to do a cast of his face or something. So they used the same cast of his face to do a prosthetic that'll make the
mm,
new actor kind of look like him. And this is where he managed to sue them and actually get a lot of money. He ended up getting paid. I don't know what sum, it was undisclosed, but he walked away with a good amount of money there. Probably still worth it for them because they made a lot of
mm.
money and it probably, so what? So they
Yeah.
paid him a few $1 million and he left or whatever it is. But for us, the viewers, I don't care what his behavior was behind the scenes. Glover not being in the sequel has always kind of, in both sequels, has always kind of annoyed me.
I tell you, there was this time when I was directing a movie, and we had the main star had to wear these white shirts. So we had the good white shirt, okay, that fitted, and then we had a white shirt because he's meant to get shot, right? That we could put blood on, right? And we said to him, "This is the good white shirt. We can use this one, and this is the one where you get shot in." And it was slightly different. And the actor was arguing with me, saying, "Well, you can't wear this shirt because it looks very different to that." And I said, "Look, the audience won't notice. It's just a white shirt." And do you know what he did? He took a cigarette and he put a hole in the good shirt. So we had to use the good shirt. Do you know what I mean? He literally did that deliberately. So that's how difficult they can be. Do you know what I mean? And it was incredible. I just thought to myself, why did he do that? I mean, he's so arrogant, and he doesn't understand that then audience is not going to understand that he's wearing a different shirt. But he did it anyway. So do you understand what I'm
Yeah,
saying? That
yeah,
actors can be difficult. It's just,
Oh,
and for
for
no
sure.
reason
There's a
as
lot of
well.
annoying people.
Yeah.
By the way, Istafo before send me this. I just saw it now, and the reviews for the Odyssey are out. A triumph of cinematic achievement. Yeah, I
Mm.
mean, I don't know what exactly the context is, but yeah, I mean, I do. I guess the context. They're all just kissing its ass, and yeah,
yeah,
that's
yeah. That's all there is. It's just one kiss ass review, social media reaction, whatever after another. Yeah.
can't really take this seriously. But
Well,
Istafobos is a VIP friend of the channel. Is he still around? I
don't
think
know
he may have
if
gone to
he's around.
sleep. I did see
Uh,
Vex Electronica at some point. I think she stopped by, did those kind of smiley faces where she's sleeping, and then she disappeared.
she's probably asleep.
She's probably asleep. No, but for a while I was kind of offended, and I'll tell you why. Because she used to stop by like almost every stream to like say that we're putting her to sleep, and then we wouldn't see her again. So we understood that she puts this on to fall asleep. But then at some point she stopped even doing that. And I told her I was offended. I said, like, you're not even the minimum effort of like stopping by and telling us that we're putting you to sleep. You didn't even do that. So now from time to time she actually makes that effort. And I do appreciate it. It's very nice of her.
Yeah, she's lovely.
Kodo Rob mentions, the difficult actors, mentions Terrence Howard in Iron Man 1 getting replaced with Don Cheadle, and then says that's a downgrade. Yeah,
It is a
definitely. It
downgrade.
was definitely a downgrade, yes. I
I've
think
never
Terrence Howard did a much better job in that role, and unfortunately, I think him and his agent, along with just some other actions, ended up kind of screwing him out of that role in the next film.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm very, very, very sad that they brought that they made that
Don
change.
Cheadle. Same
Yeah.
thing with Ed Norton. I thought Ed Norton made a great Bruce Banner.
Yeah. Oh, and
in
he's
the
a
first
fantastic
one.
actor. Yes.
Yeah, and it's
But
a shame
also,
that
also
he
known to be
mucked
very difficult, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a shame. Such a shame. Because he was really good.
I think Mitch McConnell has passed away.
Is that the case? I mean, this
Who?
doesn't surprise me. He's suffered a heart attack several weeks ago. Let's see.
I don't know. Did they announce it or no? Oh, maybe it's not. It hasn't been announced. I guess people are
I'm
just
not seeing anything.
the reason it was trending is
usual.
people think that, but I don't think that
Yeah.
they.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised if he's dead as a doornail, and his staff is just running everything. You know, he voted a few weeks ago, but it was just a letter.
Mm.
They had a letter that was supposedly was signed, and they counted that as his vote.
They allowed that?
Yep.
Isn't that weird? I mean, listen.
It is very weird.
They allowed the thing to be a letter. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, man.
Ruffalo. Somebody's mentioned Ruffalo in the comments. Yeah.
Ruffalo is like, yeah, it wasn't an upgrade from Edward Norton. He's not as good as Edward Norton. Initially, he didn't bother me. I just figured he was kind of there. They didn't really give him his own movies anyways. And I'm just like, whatever. Like, he's not the best actor, but he's just all right. And I didn't hate him. But now, like, if I see him in a movie, it's just such a downer. There's very few actors like that, maybe Mark Ruffalo. I would say Mark Ruffalo maybe like is the worst. The only one I can compare it to a bit is Javier Bardem. But as much as I don't like Javier Bardem is not a bad actor. He's a douche, but he's not a bad actor. Just like a big asshole that seems to support very strange causes. But aside from that, and he wants to lecture people at award ceremonies. Super annoying, Javier Bardem. Still think he's a better actor than Ruffalo. And then you had who else? Who was the third one that I'm thinking? Okay, Pedro Pascal is also annoying, and he's also political and talks a bunch of nonsense. But somehow, I think that maybe he's a better. I can't believe I'm going to say this. Pedro Pascal is going to get a compliment from me. I think he may be a better actor than Mark Ruffalo.
I think they're both on the same level.
That's fair. I can live with that. I can live with that, Mega Geek. I don't have any issue. I'm not offended. They're both on the same level. I'll take it. But I do think Javier Bardem is better than both of them.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I really am annoyed with, he's not a draw for me because he goes to like, these award ceremonies, with all of his activism, and it's so annoying and it's really draining, and it's hard for me already to disconnect that when he appears in a movie. But I still will argue that as much as I don't prefer him and his antics, still think he's a better actor than the other two.
Also, sorry, go ahead.
Just one final thing. Although you wouldn't know it if you watched The Little Mermaid, he was so awful as King Triton. I mean, that's something that like I have to say he was like the worst King Triton ever. But go on. What were you going to say?
No, I was just saying that a lot of actors, they just basically, a lot of good actors, they turn up on time and do their job, and then they go, but there are a lot of actors out there that either one, take the job too seriously, beyond seriously, if you know what I mean, and question everything, and two, they just don't appreciate the situation that they're in, and mess everything up for themselves as well as the production. They're out there. You just got to try and avoid them. That's all. As I said, with Ruffalo, it's a shame, really, because I used to think I thought he was a good actor, but now because all of the crap he says, I don't think much of him now because of the crap he says. I remember once he had some rant and he was going, "You got to listen to us because we know what we're talking about." Do you know who says that? Who says that as an actor? You got to listen to actors? What, on Life? They don't even know about life. They've got mansions and they know, they have a lot of money, and what do they know about suffering? Unless they came from the lower end and became a big star. But that's no excuse. They should know better if that's the case, if you know what I mean. So yeah, it does go around, to put it that way. Anyway, I digress. Ugh.
Well, what was I going to say?
I don't know. Somebody's put a picture up of that Star Wars thing.
Oh, I think the
What was that?
professor wanted to talk about that. What's going on?
That's just just real quick, like kind of the last thing here we can talk about before we wrap up. This is some rumors, some stuff that's been going around, supposedly of plot leaks, a little bit more detail into what's happening. This is from makingstarwars.net, which it went dark for a while, but it was really reliable for rumors, I guess, back in the day. So this one was interesting that this came up. So we know Ryan Gosling is playing the lead character in this next Star Wars film, Star Wars Starfighter. This is, of course, this will be the last film, at least unless something changes, the last film that was greenlit under Kathleen Kennedy's run. And frankly, it's, I think, Star Wars' last chance to win back any audience at all. I mean, after everything that happened with the prequels, everything that happened with La Solo, and then the just disaster that was Mango and Greg this year, like this, Star Wars is basically dead, right? I mean, this is their last chance. Now, supposedly, this in the Starfighter is going to play a character named Cade. And Flynn Gray, this character, the younger kid, is going to be named Roan or Ronan, something of that nature. But supposedly, the early rumors are that the chemistry between the two actors, is pretty good. Okay, fair enough.
How does he know this? Has he seen it?
He's talked to somebody who has, I guess, is what we've the rumor is. Starfighter. I've also heard Eva Mendes is playing a fully glammed out cantina owner named Belle. She's 650 years old with a gold skin tight pants corset with a golden cape. Bestman also heard about this casting a bit ago, but did not report on it. So it's just another YouTuber. But yeah, so a 650-year-old cantina owner. Sounds like, didn't they already do that?
Yeah. Is Ray going to be in it? That's the question.
Okay, so for my notes, Ryan Gosling plays Cade, a rogue Han Solo style protagonist, escorting a child to a Jedi refuge or academy on the planet Adaria. Aaron Pierre appears to be connected to that Jedi sanctuary on Adaria. Mia Goth and Aaron Pierre have a lightsaber fight on Adaria. So we're going to get a Black Jedi with Aaron Pierre, also of Brown Lanterns fame. The Jedi present
To be fair, there's no reason why there shouldn't be a Black Jedi. Just throwing that. This isn't an issue for me.
No, I don't really care. I'm just saying, yeah, of course we're going to get that now, right?
I don't care.
We could have had it. We could have had it in the sequels.
Yeah, we could have.
We
did.
Should.
Right. They decided they didn't want that.
We should have had it in the sequels.
Because it was a geezer. That's why they wanted women to rule Star Wars. That's why it failed. But there you go.
The Jedi present on Adaria seem like Padawans to me. They wore beige Jedi-style tunics similar to Obi-Wan Kenobi and young Anakin at the end of Phantom Menace. The Jedi Refuge planet, called Adaria, is green and lush, East Asian inspired, full of greenery and fountains, having tiki-style huts. The sets have large mechanical struts, possibly landing gear. So it sounds like maybe he has gotten some footage or pictures or something shared with him. Our hero Kate seems to have a necklace that's important in some way.
Really?
Is it a Japur snippet that proves he's Luke Skywalker's son or something?
Oh, come on. They say that Ryan Gosling's going to be playing a Han Solo type. I can put money on it that he isn't. There's no way Ryan Gosling can act masculine.
Yeah.
No way. That's why he was chosen. Because he's a big Star Wars.
Yep. My sources say Flynn Gray uses an American accent. So the boy in the two. Kay comes across like a Han Solo Pirate Road character. He already kind of said that. Early on, I heard he was the best friend of the father of Gray's character, and he had to take the boy to a Jedi planet, and Amy Adams was the boy's mom. Some of that seems to have stuck into the final script. Okay.
God, Amy Adams has let herself go, hasn't she? Have you seen her recently?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Age is definitely caught up. I think some body positivity stuff might have caught up with her as well. Which doesn't make sense anymore. Why be body positive when you got Ozempic, right? It's not like it's that expensive.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
So here's what else, other stuff that I have heard. This is not mentioned directly here in these posts here. This is all happening after the sequel trilogy, right? It's going to be the first film to take place after the events of the sequel trilogy. And as we know, he's going to be helping to get this Ronan, whatever, Flynn Gray's character, helping to get him to this new Jedi refuge planet on Adaria. So who could possibly be running a Jedi training thing after the sequel trilogy?
Rey, yeah.
Well, it could be the gay. What is it? What's that one they made? What's that one they made with all the gay witches?
Oh,
the acolyte.
Acolyte stuff. Yeah,
could be. Yeah, could be.
They're teaching them all about the thread and how to live as a lesbian commune.
That's right. Yeah,
a lesbian force commune. Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Rey turned up at the end of this film.
Oh,
anyway.
She absolutely. I don't think there is any chance that KK greenlit a film happening after the sequels that is not going to reference Rey in some way. I think that is an absolute given, and anybody who doesn't expect that going into this, I mean, come on, yeah. So there's going to be, there's a necklace that's important. Oh, okay. It's going to identify him as like Luke Skywalker's son or some BS like that. You know it, right? Like that's the only thing that would make any sense. It just
I do have something
bad.
interesting to show you. If you, unless you have, is there more?
No, that was it. That was all of the stuff that Making Star Wars had posted. Yeah,
there was one thing that I wanted to ask you. I don't know if you saw this. So basically, Disney are trying to fight, saying that The View qualifies like as a news program or something like that. Because I guess, Trump and the FCC have been sort of pushing ABC because, their late night shows are news, their morning shows are news, this is news, and it's like a broadcast network. Maybe they're leaning supposedly too much into politics. I don't even know. I don't know if this is like a claim that anybody could really win. I don't know if there's anything you can do if they're sitting around. I mean, I don't like The View, but I don't know if there's anything you can do about that. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if there's anything you can do about that at all.
Over here. Sorry, go ahead.
I'll put it this way. When it comes to late night comedy with Jimmy Kimmel, I can understand the argument more because historically that slot was usually people doing comedy. Yeah, you could tell a few political jokes, but you move on and you entertain people at night, and that's what the comedy variety show was meant to do. Whereas like Jimmy Kimmel and Stephen Colbert basically hijacked those shows and made them into just political, talking about politics all the time and preaching and lecturing. And I think that they've crossed a line where it's not no longer some like innocent variety hour programming for everybody, but a very kind of like, agenda peddling political show. Wi- I can say that about those shows, but I don't know if The View, I can really say anything. Didn't they just sit around and yap before and now they're yapping again? I mean, I don't think that are they more political now than before? I think they were annoying before and they're annoying now, no?
Yep. There's nothing about this that could possibly qualify for news. It's 100% opinion. It's
But
ridiculous.
I don't
to
understand.
think that-
What are they filing? Maybe I don't get it. What are they trying to do, ABC? What is Disney trying to do here?
They're trying to keep the
Don't
agenda
know.
alive. That's what they're trying to do.
I mean, here's what I understand. They're worried that somebody's going to tell them that because of The View, they can't have their broadcasting license, or basically they have to get rid of The View. The question is that legit? I don't like The View, but I'm wondering, is there enough here to make them take this show off the air? I don't think so.
I don't care.
I'm trying to
I
get to the
don't.
bottom of it, Professor. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know what their rationale is, and yeah, I think it's trying to say, well, if that it's like an equal time thing, possibly, right? Because there's some of those rules that some groups still have to have to be able to
Mm.
keep the public airwaves, right? That they have to, if they say it's news, then it's not opinion, and they don't have to give equal time.
Maybe that's the reason JD Vance ended up being on The View, because probably they tried to show that they're giving equal time. Do you get what I'm saying? Because I thought to myself, what's he
Yep.
doing here? And now I'm starting to think that maybe they said, we got to bring a few people here, or else they'll say that we don't give equal time.
We have a version of The View over here. It's called Loose Women, and it's based on The View. And it's become so bad now that they started off like The View, where they had an audience in front of them, because a TV over here is losing money. They do have the Loose Women, but they don't have an audience anymore. It's just them yapping on a table. So, and I suspect it's going to be cancelled soon, because nobody's watching daytime TV over here at all. So there you go.
Well, a lot of people giving up their licenses to the BBC altogether.
That's true. That's true as well. Yeah. So, breakfast TV and daytime TV is getting less and less now because they can't afford to put it on. So, yeah. Wish that was the case with The View, but it isn't, obviously, because they do talk a lot of shit, don't they? Those women, all the time, as far as I can tell. Does anybody watch that show? Anyone?
Which one?
The View.
Oh, not me.
I've watched The View. I've seen it before, but
I mean, yeah.
it's not like a show that I would regularly watch. It's usually like if people, they're very annoying and you see like a snippet of people, like that snippets that people share on Twitter, usually just to make fun of them because they say annoying things. The thing that I think is the worst part of The View is actually Whoopi Goldberg. And the reason I say that is that
Easily.
growing up, I really liked Whoopi Goldberg. I thought
Same
I
here.
liked her in movies. I liked her on Star Trek. I thought she was a talented actress and legitimately talented. And for her to end up on this, like as this miserable lady on this show with other miserable ladies that they're whining about shit all day, it's such a like, decline of somebody who was once actually talented. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, it's fine. I guess what I'm trying to say, some of these ladies that sit on The View, whether you like it or not, that's their thing. They're sitting here because this is where, what they do, and they're doing whatever their specialty is. You like it, you don't like it, that's what's up their alley, sitting around here and whining about stupid shit. But I think that Whoopi Goldberg had more to offer. The lady did stand-up. The lady did like comedy, drama. She did science fiction. She's an Academy Award winner. Like and back when they gave awards when they actually meant something. And I rated her. Like, I think that for years I thought she was very talented and I actually liked her. So when I saw her
Same
just
here.
become this kind of bitter, miserable, bitter woman sitting around and blabbing with these other miserable ladies all day, it's like, I don't know. I mean, you could say, maybe one would argue, well, they pay her a lot to sit around there and whine. Maybe they do, and if that's the case, I guess I won't knock her hustle. But you think after the career that she's had, I don't think that, is that really the only thing she could do? The only thing that was available for her to sit around with all these whiny women and whine all day? I mean, you'd think that she'd have something better to do. And it's not, beyond the comedy acting and the drama and all that stuff, she doesn't have anything interesting to say. Most of what she says is embarrassing, in my opinion.
Well, maybe she watched. How old is she? She's retirement age, and this is just
For
topping up
sure, for
her.
sure. Let's see.
Uh,
Whoopi.
yes, this is just topping up her retirement money. That's all it's doing.
Let's see how old she
So
is.
she doesn't really want to work anymore. This is easy
She's
gig
70
for her.
years old. I
There you
understand, but
go.
listen, she already started doing this like 5 or whatever years ago. She already, like, in her 60s was doing this. Surely there's something else she could have done. There's still roles for, like, women, even if they're older. It's not that there isn't any role she ever could have done, in my opinion.
Mm,
And
mm.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, Professor has mentioned maybe even today or in other streams recently, that all the mystery with these actors and actresses, in the past you kind of liked seeing them. We really don't need to know all of her opinions. She's a good
Yep.
example for, like, I do not need to hear about these ladies' opinions one way or another. And they're not really informed. They're usually like, they don't present her as some sophisticated lady. I think that she seems, in my humble opinion, kind of silly with her opinions. And I'm being really kind here.
Yep. That's all I've got to say about that. Seriously, it's a waste of everyone's time.
Yeah, it
That,
is a
that,
waste of everybody's
that,
time.
that show should have been pulled ages ago. But it's all about the whammon these days, isn't it? So
Final thing,
do
final
their
thing, and then
thing.
we can start wrapping up. I wanted to ask you about,
Oh
you
no.
know, this thing is going to be a disaster, isn't it?
And I
I
don't
mean,
know. I think it's going to be a success. Tell you the truth, it's not going to make its money back, but I think it's going to make enough money that people are going to deem it a success because did kids love Moana? I guess they do. Oh, we're talking about his wig. What are we talking about here? Oh dear. I don't know.
yeah, I think I think that these live action remakes have played out. I don't think that people are that interested in them anymore, even the kids. Obviously, the big one from last year was Snow White. It was an epic failure, just unbelievably bad. I'm not even sure if Supergirl is even failing that hard. I mean, it's failing hard, but man, yeah, Snow White last year, an absolute disaster. And I feel like the charm of these has just worn off. But it's hard for me to say though, because I never thought they were necessary. I don't understand this. Oh, we gotta take what was this animation and make it live action. No, let it exist as animation. The animation is a perfectly legitimate way to present a story. It's a perfectly legitimate way to create a film. Like, just let it live in animation. It was, especially if it's a classic like Snow White. Why?
Yeah.
And then now they're doing this. They're going to take a movie that's not even that old. It's what, 10 years old now? They're
Money.
going to take that and they're going to remake it already
Money.
as live action?
Money. That's what it's for. Money.
Well, I know it's
Make
about
money.
them making money, but they're just not. I don't know that they're making money from these anymore.
No, they cost money to make, and they don't make money. And I don't know. He does look funny in this wig. I don't know why he's so happy.
It looks really goofy in the wig. Yeah.
I think he's trying to show that he's a good sport because
If he
This
can
is
laugh at himself, yeah, that's a good thing.
it's a good PR. It's a good PR thing. Like as opposed, I will say this, as opposed to these kind of weird Zeglers and whatever. This is what he should be saying. Meaning, somebody told him, "Listen, everybody's laughing at you because the wig looks stupid." So he comes out and he said, "Yep, it's funny. It is. I deserve that. Yeah, point well taken. It is funny." So that way he's in on the joke. He's showing he's a good
Yeah.
sport. He's not upset. You know, he's laughing with everybody about it and not pushing back or not saying finally like a diverse movie or whatever it is. Like he's just kind of trying to be a good sport. Not a bad idea. I just don't know how much it'll help his bottom line because it's just like you said, Professor. I don't think that people are that excited for another live action remake. Disney have squeezed, that cash cow for as much as they could, and I think that we've reached a point that people are just annoyed with it. Maybe
Mm.
this is it. Maybe this is the turning point.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. I used to love Disney when I was a kid.
I mean, they were a good company then. They had a good
Yeah.
reputation. You thought like Disney, you thought quality, but now, what are you going to do? And now it's the opposite of that. It's all like
Mm.
slop.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just a
Is
stream killer.
yeah, as they say.
What'd you
Yeah,
say?
stream killer.
Stream killer.
No, but here's something. Here's before we sign off, which we will in a few seconds, well, like soon. But this is interesting. Anne Hathaway spent a week prepping for Harley Quinn before Dark Knight Rises meeting. Nolan didn't reveal Catwoman until 2 hours into their chat. The thing is, though, I actually didn't love her as Catwoman. I thought that she wasn't the best casting for it. Like,
None plus.
what'd you say?
She was none plus. She didn't make an impact on screen at
No.
all.
Yeah.
No, because the thing is that Catwoman has to be a woman that like exudes like sex
Sexuality.
appeal, sexuality, things like that. Anne Hathaway is quirky. I'm not saying she's not horrendous or anything like that. I don't hate her, but she at best is like a quirky, cute, quirky lady. I don't think that she needed to be Catwoman, and I didn't believe her at all. And it didn't seem to me like I didn't believe that Christian Bale was like interested in her,
Mm.
and he's a really good actor.
She was very bland as Catwoman.
Very
She didn't bring
bland.
any.
You
She didn't
needed you
bring
needed a
anything to the
much like
table.
more appealing lady. This was
Yeah.
not the right move in my opinion. And she's like, "Oh, I thought they were going to make me Harley Quinn. That would have been even worse."
Yes, but also the fact that they never called her Catwoman in the film at all. So
Mhm.
she was just woman in a cat suit that was a thief. She was never called Catwoman at all in the film. Very, very bland. Very pretty, but the sexuality thing was missing from her. You know, the X factor was missing because Catwoman's meant to be very, very, very sexy, isn't she? In the comics.
Remind me, in that movie, they also wasn't Joseph Gordon-Levitt supposed to be Robin, but they don't say
Yeah.
that he's Robin.
Well, they say at the ending, don't they? I like your first name, Robin, the woman says to him.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so they do mention his name. But also the film wasn't very good. The last one wasn't very good in my opinion. It was
No.
okay.
I mean,
It was
I know a lot of
yeah.
people hate on the third one, and I agree with you that 1 and 2 were better, were superior films to the third
Mm.
one. I remember sitting in the theater and watching the third one. I didn't hate it.
No,
I
nor did I.
didn't get up like in anger thinking I've seen the worst movie. I just thought to myself, well, maybe it wasn't as strong as the other two. And since then, like over the years, I hear a lot of people always like ripping on it. And I admit it's not the best out of the trilogy. That is true. But I still think that I've seen worse movies than the Dark Knight Rises.
I've never thought that Christian Bale was a good Batman at all. I thought he made a good Bruce Wayne, but as Batman, I thought he was very bland. He didn't bring anything to the table. Unlike what's his name? The very first guy who played Batman. Sorry, in the movies, Michael
Adam
Keaton.
West.
Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton brought
Yeah.
something to Bruce Wayne and Batman. You know, you can tell the difference between them both. but with Christian Bale, it was you could apart from the voice of Batman, that was the only difference, wasn't it? Really, and I didn't really like the costume either that they put him in, especially the mask. The mask, I don't know, it seemed like it was molded to his head. There was no shape to it, if you know what I mean, like the Neil Adams comics and stuff. I don't know.
Kodo
And
Rob 22 says Halle Berry was hotter Catwoman. I agree. I think Halle Berry had more
mm,
appeal than Anne Hathaway. The movie
Yeah,
was terrible with Halle Berry. It's a
still have to
terrible
go.
movie.
Still have to go with Nicole. Was it Nicole Kidman?
no, she no.
No, sorry,
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Michelle Pfeiffer. Michelle Pfeiffer. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, Michelle Pfeiffer brought something to the Catwoman character, but unfortunately, that costume wasn't very.
No,
It
the
was
costume
crap,
was
wasn't it?
weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was still looked great even with a weird costume. I have to say, like
Yeah.
I still think that Michelle Pfeiffer looked really, really good. So at least that. And
Yeah, but look at the difference between Michelle Pfeiffer's version of Catwoman. She was definitely a broken person. And remember that bit where they're dancing and they both realize who they are, and she was very confused. That is acting to me. But with Anne Hathaway's Catwoman, she was just bland. There was nothing to her. She was just who she was. She didn't bring anything to the table. Nothing. Do you know what I mean? So there's characterization and then there's bland, you know?
Yeah.
But anyway.
but she looked playful, Michelle Pfeiffer. She knew exactly what this was supposed to be, and she did the
Yeah,
playful thing, whereas Anne
yeah.
Hathaway doesn't seem playful at all, unfortunately. Only in a kind of
No.
quirky way, where Michelle Pfeiffer understood the assignment even with the weird outfit. What I will say is this: you mentioned Michelle, what's her name, Nicole Kidman. Nicole Kidman, I would still argue that in the movie Batman, the one with Val Kilmer, Batman Forever, that is the
Mm.
best Nicole Kidman has ever looked. Uh,
Yeah, she looked gorgeous in that
it was
film.
like the prime of Nicole Kidman. Somehow, early on, she was a bit awkward. She had like this, like she. I think early on she was in that BMX gang movie. She was a little more of a tomboy. She had this weird curly hair and all this stuff. I think that like Batman Forever is the first one of the first times that they went full Hollywood in terms of
Mm.
how they set up her hair and makeup and just where she was at, the where she was mature, but she wasn't old. You know what I mean? I'm not
Yeah,
saying I'm old, but you know what I'm trying to say. She was like, it was the exact moment. That was the peak. Nicole Kidman was what was her name?
she looked hot.
Chase
Meridian,
something. Chase
Meridian.
Meridian. Yes.
Yeah, she looked hot in that film. Very, very hot. Again, right? It's all down to the actor or the actress, or you have to call them all actors now for some reason. I don't know, but it's all down to them. If you cast right, then your job's half done. You cast the right person, and Michelle Pfeiffer was the right person to play Catwoman because she brought something to it. Yeah, very old Hollywood that look, isn't it, for her?
Yeah. It was great. For
Yes.
the whole movie, her vibe was good. Her acting was good in that movie. She looked good. It was all really like her finest hour. Nicole Kidman's finest hour was that.
I heard that she got every freckle lasered off because if you look at her on is it BMX
The
Bandits? What were the
BMX
film
gang, she's a ginger
gang?
with a
Yeah,
bunch of freckles.
no, not a bunch of freckles, a lot of freckles on her face,
Right,
a
yeah,
lot,
she got them
and
all
she got
lasered off, I
she got
see.
all lasered off. Yeah, apparently. So there you
Wow,
go.
I didn't even know you could laser off freckles. I'm learning something new
Yeah,
every day,
apparently you can. Apparently you can.
I
So
did
as I
not know
said, if
that.
you
If
if
you
you
got money and patience, you can
that's
laser
right.
off anything.
If you
I
if
mean,
you watch if you watch that film and you see how much freckles she's got on her face, there's no way it would just disappear of its own accord. Absolutely no way. So she did something to get rid of them. And there was a lot on her face. If you look at her picture, if somebody pulls up a picture of her from that film.
I'm trying. Hold
So
on
yeah.
one second. I mean, they could use makeup when I'm looking at this picture from the movie. It's not that bad. I mean, they could have put
Nah,
makeup on
well,
her.
that's not a very good picture. If you see the film, she's got a lot of freckles in her face.
Let me see.
But, that's obviously not a very good representation
No, but I
either.
think you can tell that she has freckles. Yes.
Yeah, she has freckles. Yeah. Oh well, it doesn't matter. She is what she is now. She's a huge star with her face pulled. she's,
Now
she's
it seems like she got too much work. Like she always
yes,
making this like spooky look
yeah.
because I think too much work.
But what do they see in the mirror when they do get those kind of Botox things? What do they see? Because they don't obviously see what we see. We can easily tell that they've done something to their face.
Well, they think to themselves that like wrinkles that would have been there have gone away, and maybe in a way that is true, but the problem is that the wrinkles only went away because they inflated their face. So, the
Mm.
question is how much can you inflate your face in order for the wrinkles to go away? That's why I myself have never done Botox. I'm going to be honest with you, never done that. Uh, Although to be fair, I'm not a star and I'm a dude, so I think that already, that the chances of me doing Botox are low. But I'm
I
not excited. You know what I mean? If you now said, "Hey, why don't you do Botox?" I'm not excited about that.
but I don't think Botox would affect a puppet. I'm sorry, but if they put Botox in your woolen face, that's not going to do anything, is it? Do you know what I mean? So there you
I
go.
don't think anything can help me. I don't think anything can help me. You could like do like a million Botox, and I don't think it'll help.
Yeah, anyway, she's done well. She went from that film to, I don't know, Days of Thunder. I think it was the time when she got discovered by Tom Cruise and she became Mrs.
Well,
Tom
Days of
Cruise.
Thunder, she plays his love interest, and I think that
Yeah.
on the set of that, it turned out that she liked, driving cars and doing all this stuff, and he got really excited because he likes to drive cars and do like, a lot of like
Mm,
extreme sports. So I think they bonded on that, and then took it from there. But I think that already in Days of Thunder, it was kind of like an intermediate thing between where what I showed her now with the BMX gang and the Batman one. It's like
yeah.
an average of the 2, if you know what I'm saying. Let's
Yeah.
see, this'll be the last thing we do. Days of
Mm.
Thunder, because it's so important. Nicole Kidman. Let's see what she looked like here. Share this tab instead.
Didn't she play his doctor in the film?
It
She
seems
played his
that way, yes.
doctor.
This is what she looked like here.
Yeah, but she played his doctor, didn't she? It's like, what are the chances of you getting a gorgeous doctor to tend to you?
Those movies, they do what they do.
Yeah,
Let me see
exactly.
for a second. I see the professor sent me some things. Okay, so on Rumble, the people that were watching us today were Sailor Dude 2022, Gaming Stuff, Folsom Lockdown, Born to Be Down, Darren Mai, Journo Lemon, LACA USA, Elizabeth Quince, good to see you, Joe Higachi, Ira Flowers, Phantom Monk, Double R Star, Radio Streamer, and God Bless 5697. Thank you for being here. And then, Professor, if you have some people that you
Yeah,
saw on YouTube.
over on YouTube, we did get a super chat from Kingdom 1996, and also we got update on the membership from Tim Hayes, member for 13 months at the Leaper level. So
Oh, let
thank
me
you so
highlight
much,
that while you mention other names
Tim.
and stuff.
Sure, yeah. Let me get to the everyone else in the chat tonight. So uh, bunch of you joining us tonight. We appreciate that. So our top 50, Goodfella 1422, Mark S 47, You've Been Burgled, Brother Nico, Jack S, G2S, Spiegel, Dutch Gradient, Rebel Sky, Unbound Ellie, Darth Maylock, iLord Corey, Palm 5966, The Lovely Sherry, Elron Humperdinck II, Fishbulb, Thrawn Kill, Jason Webster, Gavin Unit, Ethereal Dragon, Jason Love, Doctor Who, Mr. Zerillo, Captain Palsy, Tim Hayes, Istophobos, Cider Feet, E. Clay Thomason, Jonathan Conroy, Keely Chow, Trev Toon Art, Coach Turnips, Putin, Mark D with a C, Badfoot, Marla Sharondoff, The Dead Man, Yitis, Caleb Levine, Georges Irex, Kuna Ritchie, Angry Sparrow, Rogue's Backstory, Hoot Owl, Big Sur River, Kodo Rob, Tomahawk, Darren M, Phantom Outsider, and Kingdom 1996. Thank you all for joining us this evening.
Is there a way to share Rebecca Gold?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
I need some subs. If anybody hasn't subbed, please sub. Even though I don't have much on the channel, I have a lot of stuff on the channel, but I haven't put anything new there. But I'm hoping by the end of this year, once I release the film, there'll be a lot of stuff about how I made it and stuff. So filmmakers are interested, they could see how I did it and maybe do it better, if you know what I mean. So, yeah.
What was I going to say?
Don't know.
I was trying to set something up here for a second.
You guys are just about to go to bed, aren't you? And my day's just started.
You're just waking up, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just setting something up. Talk for like another 60 seconds or entertain people. Did you share his link to?
Yeah, links there.
Yep.
You linked it? Okay, yeah, and you should check it out.
Visit that channel if you haven't taken the opportunity yet. Watch the Rebecca Gold season. There's a series on there.
The film will be released soon. As I said, I've been, the reason why I've been keeping it away is because it's been submitted to festivals, and majority of them are saying that it needs to be a premiere on the festival. So that's the reason why I haven't released it. But I will release it, and you guys can watch it.
Final comment: if you're new to this channel, whether you're first of all, if you're on Rumble or our headquarters, please make sure to follow us there. If you're on somewhere else, something even like YouTube, I usually post this on one social media, one channel or one social media, and I give links to other places. So if you're watching this on, let's say, YouTube, and you haven't yet subscribed, you should do that now. I also have a few channels, so you may have seen the link on another channel, but then you didn't know that this was different than the other one that you may be subscribed to. I don't know if I overcomplicated things. The bottom line is, look at this channel, and if you're not subscribed to it, whatever platform you're on, if you're not following, if you're not subscribed, you should do that now. If you're in the chat and you feel like doing a little comment, that's cool. If you want to afterwards leave comments and do likes and all that stuff, it all helps us. We don't pressure people, but if you do it, it's great support, and we always really appreciate it. I want to thank my co-host, Professor R2, and of course our guest, Ian the Mega Geek, who was nice enough to wake up very, very, very early on his end in England and join us for what I thought was a rather interesting late-night conversation. So on that very positive note, if any of you two still have something to say, you can say it now. And if not...
Nope. Thanks everyone for joining us this evening. Even if you are lurking out there, we would appreciate a sub or a thumbs up, a like, whatever you got for us. Comment after the video. We do have the best lurkers anywhere on the internet.
And I see that anti-derivative Jill kind of popped in late in the game. So if I didn't mention her before, it's nice to see her here. And yeah, we're going to head out, and we'll see you here. Today was Tuesday. So every Tuesday and Thursday at 11:45 p.m. Eastern, and we'll be here on Thursday.
Today's Wednesday for me, so there you go.
Technically, it's already Wednesday for us as well.
Yes, it is.
Right. Okay.
All right. Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.